Welcome back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
We're coming to you live, sort of, from our living room.
We're always live.
As live as recordings can be. We've changed locations, and last time we did this, it sounded terrible, but a lot of that was the way I was holding my own microphone. So I've put the whole setup in the room. I'm not going to fuck up the way I hold the microphone today because it's on its normal stand. Anyway, the point is, we're about to do something. We are making a commitment.
It's a Saturday commitment.
There have been requests for our take on the new Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut.
I do want to talk about that, but first, we do have a little bit of Game of Thrones news. So, as you recall, there are some Game of Thrones spinoffs in the works, right? Do you remember what they were?
There may... well, yes. One is House of the Dragon.
Right. That's the one that's definitely on its way. Like, they're really working on it.
Going to be lots of white people, I assume, with white hair.
Yes. It's going to be the whitest Game of Thrones yet.
It might be. But I'm sure they'll have a lot of culture in there.
Sure. What else do you remember? Is that it?
Wait, what am I trying to remember?
Just the ones, just the spinoffs we've talked about so far.
Okay. So they were going to make a Children of the Forest one, but I thought said no.
That one's been cut.
And then there was one over, I don't know.
There was the animated one, which I'm pretty sure will be like Game of Thrones babies.
They should do a Westeros.
What?
Well, like the city.
King's Landing?
No. Like where the bank is.
Oh, Bravos.
A
Bravo space series. Well, maybe. Well, and then there's also going to be the Dunk and Egg series, if you recall.
Oh, yeah,
Sir
yeah.
Duncan the Tall and Aegon Targaryen, one of the many Aegons.
They're ventures.
So we already have these three that are supposedly being worked on. Although you never know, one or two of these could go away, just like the Children of the Forest one did. There have been three more now that are being, talked about. Again, you don't know what's greenlit and what's not, but they're working on three more projects. Have you heard about these yet? All right.
Just do one well.
Well, making a pipeline is the way to go since we have this huge gap because they were not prepared for the show to be over. They didn't have another series ready to go, and they should have, but they didn't. So making a pipeline would be great. I'm hoping they won't release all of these at once. I'm sure all 6 of these will not make it to air, but they are working on 3 more. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown from the Hollywood Reporter. First project, working title 9 Voyages, is going to follow Lord Corlys Velaryon, aka the Sea Snake, the Lord of the Tides and the head of House Velaryon.
I cannot wait to see how he was neutered.
Wait, why? Why is he neutered?
Oh no, darn it. I'm thinking of Varys.
Oh.
There are too many similar
things.
Is
Corlys. But with a Y. Corlys, Corlys, because there has to be a Y. And Velaryon, which is Velaryon, Velaryon. But apparently he is going to be this character is going to be in the House of the Dragon prequel, so you have to figure if he's getting his own spinoff, that's a number of years away, probably, but they're working on it. The second one is called, working title, 10,000 Ships, revolves around the warrior queen Princess Nymeria, a revered ancestor of House Martell who founded the Kingdom of Dorne. So she was, I know she's come up, like Lore Master Kevin has told us about this character before. And Arya's wolf, Nymeria, was named after her, as I understand it. Let's see. There was Nymeria Sand. She was one of the sand snakes. And then Arya's direwolf was also named. So there's been a lot of Nymerias, kind of like Aegon's. So what do we know about her? Her story is set roughly 1,000 years before the events in Game of Thrones, making it much older on the Westeros timeline, blah, 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 blah. At the very least, I'll say this. If they do a Dorne-based show, it won't be white. So we got that going for us. There'll be some color, thank God. And then the third project, who even knows, is called Flea Bottom. So
just what I said.
Well, you said Bravos.
I know, but still the city.
No, Flea Bottom's in King's Landing.
Right.
That's the shitty place.
I know, but it's the city.
The place where they eat bowls
That's where
of brown.
the city is. Or I guess
Bravos
it's the housing.
Bravos is the
I
place
know we're
of the
talking about two different places.
All right, fine,
I'm just
fine.
saying that
you wanted a city-based
the
show.
flea bottom is kind of like where you get your shit done.
Your bowl of brown. Yeah, so I'm sure that'll probably be like a procedural crime drama, like cops trying to figure out who killed who in Flea Bottom. That's my guess. Yeah, that's where Gendry or Gendry, who knows, was born. You know, that place.
Right. Mm-hmm. What era?
Doesn't say.
Okay.
Just says the third project is set in the notorious King's Landing slum of Flea Bottom.
Those stupids. They should be doing the story of Sam and Gilly.
Oh. Yeah, they're not giving us any
comedy.
That would be great. It would be a great comedy. I miss them. Yeah, they're not giving us any follow-up material, which is a bummer. But there was another headline that George R. R. Martin just signed a huge new contract with HBO to keep developing projects for them, which is great for him, but really bad for anyone still waiting for the Winds of Winter, if anyone out there hasn't given up yet. I should ask Lore Master Kevin.
So how did the third book end?
No, wait, there's been 4 books. Yeah.
4.
I believe Winds of Winter. I think it ended with Jon Snow being assassinated. I believe that's where the books cut off, with Jon Snow being stabbed.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot happened since then, right? That seems a long time ago, and that's because it was. So we could assume that he'll still come back to life and all that, and we can assume that R plus L equals J, just like, you know.
You know what they'll do? He'll wait till he dies, and then they'll release it.
The book? Yeah. Oh, you think it's done? Just secretly? But there's still at least one more book that he's supposed to make after that. At least one, maybe 2. But
maybe he's waiting for, like, the bad taste of Game of Thrones to get out of our bounds before introducing a new...
Are we there yet?
I don't think anybody will ever be there.
Well, then he's never... Bad Dog of Thrones. Sophie, knock it off. No one's there. No one's there.
Somebody might be there.
No one's there.
She can hear that people are there. Right?
Anyway, so that's what's happening in the world of Game of Thrones. Okay. Now you all know 6 different spinoffs currently being planned by HBO.
One will help people. Just one that's really good to make up for it. And then he can release his book. We can all move on with our lives.
Yeah, that'd be great. So anyway, let's talk about Justice League. We saw Justice League in the theaters with our kids. Do you remember this?
No.
So to take you back, Justice League was still about 3 hours long at the time, I think. It was the big epic presentation by Warner Brothers. Now, Marvel took their time. They waited a number of years. They had one Avengers movie, which sort of advanced the overall plot line. But in terms of bringing in this whole huge universe all together, it took like 10 years to really put it all up.
It's still being put together.
I just felt like DC was kind of rushed. They did like 2 Superman/Batman movies, and that's it, right? Like there was Man of Steel, and then there was Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
She was after.
Yeah, Wonder Woman came after. She showed up in, she showed up in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but she didn't have her own movie until after Justice League. Mm-hmm. After Justice League, we got the Aquaman movie, we got the Wonder Woman movie. So yeah, the Justice League movie. Here's what I remember. Tell me if any of this sounds familiar. There's a bunch of boxes called mother boxes, and they're big. They're like 1 cubic foot, so they can't be confused with Infinity Stones. But if you put them all together, you have the power to destroy the universe, basically.
I don't recall this at all. I must have fallen asleep. I don't know. Or maybe I left. Maybe I wasn't there.
You were there. There were 7 of us. We all saw it together. We took the kid. Yeah, you might have.
Mind.
I don't know. There was this badly CGI'd villain named Steppenwolf who took a few of his trooper guys, I think they might have been like parademons or something, and raided Themyscira. There was a big fight scene, big chase. They were trying to keep the box away from him, but he got it. And then there were a couple more boxes. Now, some of this was set alongside of, one of the boxes was in the hands of, I want to say, Star Labs, and that thing gave birth to Cyclops. Cyborg. Sorry, wrong universe. So there was Cyborg. Remember him?
No.
Black guy covered in machinery, big glowing eye.
Oh, wait, I know. Wait, I remember. Is there a part No, that was Marvel.
Okay.
I was thinking of the chain, the whip chain and the like electrical. What was that?
Oh God. That
electrical
might
guy, or
have
is this a video game?
That might have been Iron Man 2.
Okay.
The bad guy had whips.
Yeah. Not him.
But I'm talking about, there was Cyborg. He had the glowing red eye. Anyway. And then there was also the part where Superman was dead because he died in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice to a badly CGI'd villain.
Okay.
Doomsday, I think it was. So Superman's dead. They wind up, Flash uses his super speed, like lightning bolts, and then they like resurrect Superman, and then he gets all mad and starts beating everybody up.
I do not remember this. I did not see this movie.
Yes, you did. It was a couple years ago, but you definitely saw it. Okay,
I must have been sick that day.
And so there's a process of getting Superman to not hate everybody, which mostly involves, I feel like there was a key thing there where he had to like sniff Lois Lane, like something about being in a cornfield with her and then hugging, like she brought him back to the real universe, and then he decided to be nice again. We had Ben Affleck's Batman. And they had to stop the mother boxes from all being put together by Steppenwolf, which I think he actually succeeded in putting them together, like in Siberia. There was this part where there was this Russian family and like this little trailer, and they were being accosted by parademons. You don't remember any of this. Okay.
Does he have big sideburns?
Steppenwolf?
Yeah.
No, he just looks like a purple CGI demon.
Oh my gosh.
Like kind of a purpley gray.
No.
And then they're all getting their asses kicked, but then Superman shows up, and as soon as he shows up, it's basically over because he's Superman. Yeah.
So Superman is the shizzle.
So none of this rings a bell. Oh, and then Flash was there. Remember him?
I remember.
He was all
Flash,
funny.
Yes.
He's like,
I met his
Ezra Miller
professor.
Oh, what?
What's the guy's name? The doctor with a cane, but he didn't really actually have to have a cane. I'm talking about the show, The Flash.
Oh, the Flash TV show. Oh my God. I know who you're talking about, but that takes us back a couple Comic-Cons, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was the guy that turned out to be like Reverse Flash or something in the Flash series. You guys know who we're talking about.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah, that guy. But I'm talking about movie Flash.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, okay.
Was he cute?
It's Ezra Miller. He's that nerdy guy. He was walking around Comic-Con dressed up like Full Metal Alchemist dude.
Wow.
Never mind.
Okay. Not that I would recognize him
We saw
from
the
that.
panel. We were in the Hall H panel. We covered it for this show. Do you remember when?
I remember when
Jason
everybody
Momoa
came
coming
out and there was only one person that that was in cosplay.
Well, that was Ezra Miller.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
But then Jason Momoa came out with his trident and was like rocking out on stage.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot came out and we all just kind of went, huh. Like men and women alike. We were all just like, well, huh.
Who?
Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a pretty lady.
She works even in person.
Yeah.
It's not all fake.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that's where we're at. You don't remember any of this.
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, I guess, so we're coming into this then with one of us who has the memories of a very lackluster movie and one of us who doesn't remember shit. So it's basically a clean
it's
slate.
pretty lackluster if I don't remember it at all.
This stuff just sticks in my brain. So the reason that there's this whole redo is that Zack Snyder had a personal tragedy. I believe his daughter committed suicide or something.
Oh.
So he had to leave the project before it was complete. And so then they brought in Joss Whedon, who did get a lot of acclaim for fixing or doing the Avengers movies, not fixing them, but he did the first, I think, 2 Avengers movies. People really loved those. It was a good time. Lots of great witty banter and stuff. I'm not even going to get into the new accusations against Joss because he's out of this movie now. So Zack Snyder always wanted to come back, especially after this movie got widely panned. He wanted to come back and redo his film and eventually convince Warner Brothers to let him do it. So that's what we have here. I think originally he said, let me just recut this movie. I can make a whole new movie out of it. It's not going to cost you anything. And before it was all over, he spent like $75 million because they did reshoots, I think. Reshoots, new effects, and it turned into this 4-hour movie, which as I understand it, has a lot of different stuff. Haven't really read any spoilers yet, except like one of a new character that shows up, but I feel like I knew that was going to happen anyway. Not going to talk about it now. But yeah. So we should be in for a whole new experience We're going to see if it's better.
Let's do it.
Or if maybe watching some of this will trigger memories for you.
I'm sure it will.
Okay.
If I truly watched it, maybe.
So here's what we're going to do. My understanding, again, this is what I've heard, is that this movie is subdivided into like 6 chapters. So we're going to pause after every chapter and do a little mini reaction cast and talk about what we've seen and whether or not we're enjoying it.
Sounds all right.
All right.
And away we go.
Yep. That's it. Here we go. Okay. We finished the prologue. Did any of that ring a bell?
Lex Luthor did look familiar. I remember seeing him.
That's a sad thing. Of all the people to remember. I mean, he's like the goofiest Luthor that's ever been on film.
Okay, so here's what I remember and what I thought was Justice League was Batman and Superman fighting.
No, see, that was Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice.
Okay. Did they come out around the same time?
No.
Okay. Anyway, that was about the only thing that rang any bells for me.
Okay. Well, what we just saw didn't really shake the universe yet. I mean, what we saw Superman dying, fine. We saw that before, to a goopy, weird version of Doomsday. And then we just saw more of like the immediate aftermath of that, which we didn't see.
Were those real
before.
scenes?
What do you mean?
Did they take that from that movie, or was that a recreation?
Well, the death, I think they might have. I don't know. I mean, he did in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. He did use the kryptonite spear to kill Doomsday while himself getting stabbed through the heart by a Doomsday spike.
Okay.
So there's that. But so I guess him screaming as he died caused this ripple shockwave, which set off the 3 mother boxes. So that's what those were. Mm-hmm. Those were in Justice League before, but you don't remember them. Okay. And then we had Luthor, who you did recognize, standing in Primordial Soup, where he made Doomsday. I guess he was just hanging out there because it felt good on his junk. And then he saw a primordial goop premonition of some kind.
No, I thought that thing was actually, that was real. You think that was?
Well, it was like the Kryptonian technology does that. It like takes these little pieces of black carbon and makes shapes to communicate with you. So I don't know why, for one thing. There was no mother box in the Primordial Soup. There was one in Cyborg's closet. There was one in Atlantis. What was he holding
in his hands? He had 3 boxes.
Well, right. But so there's one in Cyborg's closet, there's one in Atlantis, and there's one in Themyscira. But what Lex Luthor saw in the black stuff was Steppenwolf with the 3 mother boxes. So it's like an omen of here's what's coming next, but I don't understand.
Maybe he's showing him. Does he already know about these boxes?
I doubt it.
Okay, maybe he's showing him the way.
Who? Steppenwolf?
Yeah.
That
thing.
He's communicating via the Kryptonian ship then. It's almost like the Kryptonian ship's like, hey, there's mother boxes and they're going to wake up and Steppenwolf's going to get them. But if I know.
Let's find out.
All right, let's find out. So that's about it, really. And then we saw Batman heading to
Batman cried a little when Superman died. He had a tear in his eye.
He was sad.
He had a tear.
Wonder Woman did not look as shaken. She looked a little sad, but she
didn't know him so well. They didn't share the same mother or whatever.
Oh, right. Martha!
Yeah.
We should go rewatch that one. And then we see Batman come into a small fishing village, presumably looking for Aquaman, but we're going to find out for sure as we get into part 1, quote, don't count on it, Batman, unquote. So that's where we're headed. Any other thoughts?
I'm going to eat some popcorn. I'm going to drink some Coke.
Yes. Keep going.
I'm going to watch a movie. I don't know.
All right.
Let's do it.
On to part 1. Okay. Done with part 1. Let's just run through it real quick, and then I think you have a question or two, or you're mad about something. I wouldn't say a whole lot of new stuff compared to what we saw before. Bruce Wayne goes to meet with Aquaman, figures out who Arthur Curry is, and he speaks Icelandic and all that cool stuff. But Arthur Curry wants no part of this.
Right.
It's always good to see him, though, right? I mean, this is Pod of Thrones. We've got 2 Game of Thrones alumni.
Yeah.
in this chapter alone.
Uh-huh.
So, Yeah, always good to see Khal Drogo. And he's out. And then some women harmonize. I think that was new. You thought it was creepy, I think?
Well, that girl that was like all in love with him, she's got such
she was
dark
his
shadows
sweater.
under her eyes. She's like a vampiress.
She's sleeping with that sweater, right?
Oh, yeah. She's totally sleeping with that. Who wouldn't, right? But I wonder if it smells like fish. She probably likes the smell of fish.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a
That's
fish-based
like
town. It's like The Walking Dead. Like, at a certain point, you don't smell corpses anymore, right?
Well, it smells good. It's
like the whole world is corpses.
Yeah.
So their whole world is fish, so I bet he smells great. Women harmonize. Let's see. Martha Kent is sad. We saw that. And then Lois Lane is also sad. And there's a Superman memorial. She goes to see that. We also get our first glimpse in this movie of Jeremy Irons.
Is that statue supposed to be his giant head?
I thought it was him in like a pose, but I was mostly focused on the wall that had the names.
There was a giant head on the ground.
Oh, I don't know.
Think.
I'll have to
I'm
look at that again.
myself, but
Maybe it was a globe. Sure, it was a head.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, we will definitely see that area again. So I don't know. I didn't notice that part. I just saw the wall. Like it was almost like it was like the Vietnam Memorial, but it was also like the wall of people that got blipped in the Thanos snap. Like that kind of memorial. We got to see our first glimpse in this movie of Jeremy Irons as Alfred being kind of sassy, like he do. Coming off of Watchmen.
That was Alfred. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Alfred. Not an old man.
That didn't even occur to me.
Last time we saw him, it was Michael Caine. Of course, in the past, he's been a white-haired, very old man.
I guess I'm just all right. The Watchmen, it's thrown me.
Right. Yeah. We just saw him as Ozymandias.
Right. I expected him to be like this.
Well, this is a pretty cool version of Alfred, I think. I think he'd be capable of kicking some ass if he needed to. There's a version of Alfred in the comic books where his like backstory, maybe it's the whole Alfred, I don't know, but his backstory was like British Secret Service or something before he became a quote unquote butler for the Wayne family. So
that must feel good.
In some version of DC, Alfred can do what he needs to do. And then we see Roose Bolton. I don't think the character ever got a name, so I'm just going to call him Roose Bolton from Game of Thrones.
All right.
Robs a bank somewhere in Europe. Wonder Woman saves the day. That shit was pretty much the same as what we saw before, too. What'd you think of that fight scene?
I like girls fighting and winning.
You like girls fighting?
And winning.
And winning. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, then you won't like the next scene.
Oh.
She blows up the bomb. The only thing... This girl's like, can I be like you someday? And Wonder Woman's like, you can be anything you want to be. That's bullshit. Don't say that to a kid.
Right, you're never going to be like Wonder Woman. She's going to be like,
if I take my vitamins. She's
going to strive her whole life to be like Wonder Woman. She's never going to get there and be a failure.
She's going to work out. She's going to be totally ripped. She's going to take her vitamins. And then she's going to try to stop a bullet with her forearm.
Right. Or try to fly or something.
You lied to me. And then we go to Themyscira, land of the Amazons.
Right. Where every day
we wouldn't
these
give
women
to be shipwrecked there. You know it. You'd like it too. You know you would. Anyway, the mother box.
What
about the women? You're thinking about them. I know. You like that one girl's abs. You talked about it.
I did. She had some abs. The girls that were the
Hammer Girls.
Yeah, the Hammer Girls. Hammer Girls. So now I forgot about, what were we talking about?
Themyscira.
Okay.
The land we'd like to go to.
Had Wonder Woman been where she was supposed to be, she could have kicked that guy's ass.
Could she though?
Well,
we'll find out.
See. Yeah.
We'll find out later in the movie. I mean, they seem to think she could because so this whole thing happens. The mother box has been asleep for thousands of years. So I based on what we saw in the first prologue area, like there are always 50 different women guarding this mother box for thousands of years.
What a job, huh?
I hope it's in a rotation. I hope they don't have to do that every day. But now it's shooting a beam of light in the sky and it's a teleportation thingamabob or whatever. Parademons show up. I was talking about those earlier. You don't remember. I don't know anything about them from the comic books, except I'm pretty sure they're the servants of Darkseid.
They seem kind of like robots, but also not.
Yeah.
They have guns.
And wings. They have wings that are like dragonfly wings. That
it's totally like Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah. Like, what's her face? The Wasp.
The Wasp.
Just as implausible. And then Steppenwolf comes in. I think he has new armor.
It's pretty cool armor.
The armor looks cool, and I think they must have put it there because he looked terrible the first time around. Like, just gray and plastic looking. Like, just CGI is just not... It's hard. It's hard to make a really good CGI creature. But I think putting the metal armor on him, which is naturally supposed to be shiny, I think that helped. That was a good call.
Okay.
He still has a very tiny head with big horns.
It's all armor. And inside there, he's like this tiny little man. It's all skinny.
That would be amazing reveal. There's a big fight and a chase scene. So you said you liked it when the women fight and win. They did not win.
No. They sure didn't.
He gets the box and he leaves. There was a lot of slow motion, some cool action stuff.
Lots of dying.
Lots of, Amazons getting killed, rolling into the sea. That ab lady's gone.
Right.
She's not coming back. Sorry.
The Hammer Girls.
You just met her. And now she's gone. I'm sorry, babe. And that was it. He got the mother box. First victory for Steppenwolf. That's it.
Yeah.
That was the part. So are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
It's good.
I'm fine with it so far. I mean, the box thing, I don't know. It's just a box, but whatever.
It's like Hellraiser.
The box opens and then a bunch of demons come out. Yeah, I
Right.
guess you're kind of right. It's a mix between Hellraiser and Thanos. Infinity Gauntlet stuff. All right, so that's it. That was part 1. Now we're going to enter part 2, The Age of Heroes. And we're going to see what that's all about. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Okay, part 2 is over. Let's talk about it.
What was it called?
Something about the Age of Heroes, I think.
The Age of Heroes. Okay.
I broke this up into thematic parts, so rather than in the order we saw it, hopefully that'll help us revisit it quickly. Let's start with Steppenwolf. He was in Russia or something. Because maybe it was Chernobyl or something. I don't know. It was an old nuclear cooling tower. But the events of DC Earth are not the same necessarily as our Earth, so whatever. He plants the mother box in the cooling tower, and weird metal shit starts coming out of it.
Right.
So that's cool. And then, this is my favorite part. So the mother box is in this cooling tower. It's doing stuff to the cooling tower. It's building like a stronghold or whatever, right? And DARKSEID, the guy, he just watched Amazons kill a bunch of his parademons. It wasn't an easy fight, but there were more Amazons than parademons, and the Amazons, even their bows and arrows could take these parademons out. And then he's like, hey bros, there's 2 more mother boxes. I'm kind of busy, or maybe I need a nap or something. So you guys just do it without me.
Well,
You've
they're
got
not
this.
real things. Like, they don't have any, like, outside desire other than serving him.
I have no argument with that. I'm just saying, what's he doing that's so important?
Nothing.
That he can't go get the boxes himself.
He doesn't want to get hurt.
I mean, it's very much like Thanos did this shit in Infinity War 2. Like, his reason for being is to unite the Infinity Stones. And he's like, hey, you guys, go get those stones for me, will you? I'm just going to be having
he can't get hurt because then he wouldn't be able.
He's the mightiest warrior. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he made those things.
He made Hulk his bitch. Wait, who are we talking about now?
He made those things that are serving him to go find them.
Oh. Yeah, no, I get that.
That's what
I just feel like
it's like tools.
If you're you're basically immortal, right? This guy's been Steppenwolf's thousands of years old. He wants to hurry. Right. If he needs
more than.
My point is, if he wants to hurry, he could send his guys to go look for the boxes, but he could also go.
He can't smell them like they can. They're like dogs.
Right.
He doesn't have a nose for it.
I'm just saying, if you want to get shit done.
He said they can smell the scent. He didn't say I can smell the scent.
Fine. I mean, he all right, so he calls this guy DARKSEID, who's another agent of DARKSEID.
He's like his big brother or something.
Big angry brother.
Yeah.
We don't really know what happened, but apparently Steppenwolf once betrayed DARKSEID and now owes DARKSEID approximately 50,000 worlds to conquer before he can get back in his good graces.
Okay, now wait. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We've never seen DARKSEID.
Well, we do later in this bit, but
never, it's never been brought up.
DARKSEID, I don't think DARKSEID was ever named in the original version of this movie, and we didn't see him in the other ones. He was heavily implied because of the parademons and Steppenwolf and some symbols that we saw here and there, but we never actually saw him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So now we're really getting into it, which I guess is good, but I mean, DARKSEID's probably conquering other worlds, and Steppenwolf wants Earth because the mother boxes, which we learn more about later. I don't know. I just feel like Steppenwolf should be out there helping, but whatever. How about Aquaman? Let's talk about him.
He's a drunk.
So he saves a dude in a boat.
He's all mad.
He's mad. He takes this dude to a bar and then steals their whiskey.
Right. Well, he didn't steal it. It was payment for that guy's life.
Well, yeah, but what if that guy's broke, man? He's just a fisherman.
I'm sure he is.
And then he really loves taking off his shirt, doesn't he?
Okay. So when he brings that guy in and flops him down on the table, he's got a shirt on.
Uh-huh.
So you're telling me that every time he goes into the sea, he has to take his shirt off, but yet he came out of the sea with a shirt on.
And wet jeans are not comfortable.
Just take everything off and stay that way. Like,
that's what you want.
Like, what's his name? The big blue guy.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Khal Drogo walking around naked. That'd be all right.
Aquaman could wear those like little briefy things that Dr. Manhattan sometimes wore. It doesn't have to be dong out. I mean, this is kind of a family movie. But it would make more sense if he didn't want to swim in a wet shirt. Why wear a wet shirt?
Right.
Is he afraid he's going to spook out the normies? Like, it's just a dude without a shirt on.
I don't know.
I thought it was funny, though. I mean, and then slow motion, he's just standing there letting the waves wash over him.
He's mad.
A lot of slow motion.
Slowly, I think. I don't know.
I think I heard somewhere that a full 10% of this movie is done in slow motion. Someone measured it.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of slow motion in this movie. So anyway, he goes under the sea. And while he's thinking about his collection of thingamabobs and dingle hoppers, Vulko shows up. Now, we saw Vulko in the Aquaman movie, but he wasn't in the original Justice League.
Is Vulko kind of like Alfred?
Well, I think he's a servant of the king. I think he serves the kingdom.
Like Alfred?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's Aquaman's Alfred.
And Willem Dafoe's pretty cool.
He's a little creepy.
Yeah, but he's cool, too.
Yeah.
He's from Wisconsin.
Really?
So I have to love him.
I bet he's quite nice.
Absolutely. I think he's a gem of a human. And then it's like, come on, bro, be king. We want you to be king. Please be king.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. There was that. And then there's trouble at the stronghold with the mother box.
Right. They can't guard it.
Snatching our guards.
I hope it's deep underwater.
And then please take this trident from your mother. And he throws it down and then he leaves. And
Aquaman just walks away, leaving the trident there. Well, like anybody could swim by and pick it up.
Right. I don't think we know for sure. But if he does leave it behind,
he turned around and walked away.
Then just, like Sebastian the Crab's going to have that trident and he's going to be the king.
Right.
Who wants that?
Nobody.
He might be all right.
It'd be like Tyrion being the king.
He could have been. That's what Vulko is. Vulko's the hand of the king. Good call.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Superman's ship. There's a whole star lab built around Superman's ship. And coming out of that lab is Dr. Silas Stone, who is Cyborg's dad. He leaves his lab, fine, says goodnight to the janitor, and then there's a hole in the ceiling of the lab, and the janitor meets a parademon. Eek!
Right.
So the parademon smelled the mother box.
And he's looking for it.
Now he's going to be tracking it like a dog, I guess.
But it was already gone.
It was already gone, right. But it was there. That's why he can smell the trace of it. Just like a dog. I mean, you called them dogs first. You were right.
I think that he actually said something about dogs or something. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. So Silas comes back to the lab later that night or whatever, tells the FBI he doesn't know what was in the box before whatever it was misplaced, but it's something alien. That's what Star Labs does. They study Xeno shit. There was one survivor of the parademon attack, and the police sketch came out and looked like, I guess, Batman.
Batman.
Right. So Silas goes home, says the box isn't safe here.
Now, wait a second. Back up to that police sketch that looked like a 5-year-old drew it.
I couldn't draw that well. I mean, it was a cool looking bat ghost with cool eye. Like, it was,
it was stupid.
It was a decent sketch, but it's not a police sketch. Not by any means.
No.
So Silas goes home, tells his son Victor that the box is not safe here, and Victor's like, fuck you, Dad. Victor's just an angry man. He's not happy. He thinks he's a monster or something. His dad made him, and the mother box made him, and blah, blah, blah.
Did he?
That's what happened, was the mother box made Cyborg, but I don't know that Dad knew that was going to happen. It was maybe more of an accident.
Well, of course.
I think.
Maybe
we'll find out for sure later. I don't quite remember. That was it. Victor's an unhappy pappy laddie. He's unhappy at his pappy.
Okay.
Amazons. They use the arrow of Artemis to make quite a shot.
Right.
You were impressed.
I was like, that's just on the other side of the island, but no.
Well, we don't really know where Themyscira is, but within really good bow shot of Greece. The Isle of Crete, as a matter of fact. So apparently what they did was they shot the arrow at the Shrine of the Amazons in real world.
And I guess that's where...
And it lit on fire.
Their bonfire was before?
Must have been.
Huh.
Well, this was all pre-planned. This was their warning fire for humans. But
right,
humans don't know what it is anymore. No. But Diana hears about it on the news. She's working at the Louvre, so immediately she goes to Crete.
Right. She's there like the next day or that same afternoon.
And she picks up this arrow, and then she goes under the shrine, and then there's an arrow shape on the wall, so she puts the arrow there, and then it opens up a door, and then she learns all about Darkseid and the prophecies of the mother boxes.
Just by looking at the pictures.
There were words written in some.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Whether it was Greek or some other ancient language, I don't know. But she reads the whole story about what happened. And then she goes to find Bruce.
So it's foretelling. No. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
What?
I'm with you.
Okay. Bruce, we see him. He's still looking for the kid from the liquor store. And they think it might be a guy named Barry Allen from Central City, which it definitely is, but they haven't chased him down yet. And then Bruce is working on some kind of personnel carrier or something. And Diana shows up and she says, we need to talk because there's people attacking the Earth and they're here now. And we get all the backstory.
Yes.
All right. So this definitely has changes in it from the first time the Justice League movie, because it was Steppenwolf last time in the whole flashback. It wasn't Darkseid. So they definitely changed a bunch of things. We get the story of the first time Darkseid invaded Earth. There was a lot of Earth's defenders. That we had lanterns, we had gods.
Right.
A lot of Amazons and shit.
Uh-huh.
But Darkseid is actually there, which was cool to see him. He looks a little bit like Thanos, but maybe kind of skinnier.
Okay.
He had that big caving chest. Like his chest was very concave. I don't know what's up with that.
That's a thing. It's a medical condition.
Well, yeah, that's why he got his butt kicked. He needs to work out more, get his chest muscles going. I don't know. So there were these 3 guys that sing to the mother boxes, and the mother boxes join to form the Unity. And once the Unity's there, it'll transform the Earth and turn everyone into parademons. Cool. So there's a big battle, a lot like Lord of the Rings shit. Didn't it look like the first battle of elves versus orcs? We see Darkseid kill a Green Lantern. You thought he was ugly.
Oh, he was grody looking.
He was defending the Earth. We see Zeus. We see Poseidon. We see Ares. So Ares is back.
But
well,
good.
This was thousands of years ago, I guess. And Ares jumps through the air holding this huge axe and cuts right through Darkseid's spear and gets him in the shoulder. Does that remind you of anything?
Yes. Thanos?
Yeah. Like Thor jumping through the sky with a huge axe and hitting Thanos right in the shoulder.
Yeah.
You should have gone for the head right before the snap. I mean, come on, DC. Can't...
Yeah.
You don't think we're nerds, man. We're going to see this.
Has this been in the comics, or is this all new content?
Oh, fuck if I know.
Maybe somebody copied somebody else.
Maybe. I mean, and there's a lot of parallels between Thanos and Darkseid anyway. I think people say that Thanos was a ripoff of Darkseid and not the other way around. I mean, maybe, but come on. It's the movie. You know what happened in Infinity War. Don't copy it. Except this time, Thanos still got to do his snap, but was badly injured. Here, Darkseid.
Well, right, and they had these flying things happening all over the city in Avengers.
Right, yeah. In the first Avengers movie, it was the Chitauri, and they were flying all over the city. They didn't have the funny wings.
They
but
didn't?
Yeah. No, they were on.
They were on like creatures.
They were on like flying ski-doos or sea-doos, whatever. It is. Like they were on like little jet skis flying around New York, blasting stuff. But similar, definitely a similar idea. So what else happened? Well, we saw Zeus use his lightning to break apart the mother boxes. We saw Poseidon kicking some ass and killing things with his trident. And then the boxes went to sleep. So they split them up. A lot like the Guardians of the Rings. And like, again, It's like the Kingdom of Men and the Kingdom of Atlantis and the Kingdom of the Amazons all agreed to take a box. And we see... So we see the Atlanteans build this whole weird thing. There's like squid legs and they build this huge contraption to like hold the box. And then the Amazons build their gigantic shrine that we already saw fall.
Right.
And then the men are like, let's just dig a hole. Come on. You're making us look bad, man. I mean,
yeah.
It was like 3 feet deep. It wasn't even a full grave.
Well, they tried.
Did they?
They were tired.
I'm sure they were tired.
They're not magical like these other things.
I would have forgiven them for taking a nap before. They could have hidden it in a cave system, thrown it down like into the abyss. I mean, who knows?
What I don't get is why were they unearthing these things? Like we see them.
Yeah, I don't know. That was
opening
weird.
Everything.
And then they were like shooting one with a blast of energy and it was spinning, but it wasn't doing it. I think maybe they were trying to destroy them, but that was not made clear at all.
No.
I don't know what we were supposed to get from that. They were doing something.
Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. And then that's the story. So now this dude is back. She doesn't actually know Steppenwolf's name, but there's a dude coming to get the mother boxes and he already has one and we have to get a team together. She thinks they're making a new Age of Heroes.
So now she's going to go talk to Aquaman and Aquaman's be like, all right.
Is that how it worked? I don't remember how it worked, but it would make sense.
Because, right.
Aquaman sees her, he's in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody sees Gal Gadot, they're in.
This is a lady that you need to really work to impress, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's not just going to go with some schmuck.
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. So this brings us to part 3, Beloved Mother, Beloved Son. I think things are about to slow down dramatically.
Martha!
Yeah. I think we're going to see some more Martha action. There's going to be a lot of tears in part 3, I think.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So we still have 2 more parts.
I think we have 4 more parts. I think the prologue didn't count as a part because then after that was part 1. So
darn.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through.
Okay, let's go.
All right, here we go. Okay, so part 3, not what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I
thought it was going to be about moms.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be more about like Martha.
Well, the mother boxes are Martha.
That's true.
They're all coming together because of Martha.
Yep. This is really, it's really a very Martha-centric universe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. So once again, tried to organize this, so we'll take it bit by bit. Part 1, Lois is still sad. So
part 1?
Just the first part of this bit.
Right. Yeah. And she's got Superman's cape all crumpled up in a chest, not neatly folded like you would think you would have some respect for it.
I'd get one of those, I'd get like a mannequin.
Oh, yeah, like in Watchmen.
Yeah.
For the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, yeah. Except instead of that, Sister Night, she kept her outfit on a mannequin too.
Yeah. We need cool mannequins for all of our cosplay.
Let's do that. I am in. I will buy mannequins. That'd be awesome.
We could set them up in the garage.
That would be amazing, actually. Fuck, why haven't we done that?
I don't know.
If
They're expensive.
anyone has any
that's why.
mannequins for sale, please let us know.
Yeah. We'll buy them cheap.
Every time a Sears closes, there's a bunch of mannequins that have to go somewhere.
Right. I think they just ship them to somebody else. But I used to live across from a lady that was a mannequin manufacturer. No.
What?
She supplied them.
Okay.
Right. She was a mannequin dealer.
If you could find her, that'd be amazing.
I know. I should try. I'll go knock on her door from 20 years ago.
I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but when I was a kid and we would go visit my grandparents, my mom's parents, they had stuff to do in the basement. Like, there wasn't a lot of fun back then, but there was, like, I don't know, shuffleboard or something in the basement, like painted
Remember the good old days when there weren't like a million things to entertain you?
Well, it wasn't the good old days because I hated going down there because there was this pair of legs hanging from the ceiling. It wasn't. I don't think it was mannequin legs though. I feel like they were inflatable, but it was just legs.
It was a sex doll, maybe.
I don't know. I really wish I could like.
Who is this friend? Do you know him?
No, it was my grandparents.
Oh,
it was in their basement, and that house
Ask
is
your mom.
Long gone. Maybe she'd remember the legs. Maybe she grew up with them. Maybe they were there for maybe they were there for 30 or 40 years.
Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, back to the show.
Yeah.
Bruce and Diana had a really weird exchange. They're like looking at the videotapes of all the supers that they have to go recruit. And they said one of the stupidest things. Okay. So like, this must be an Atlantean because he's in the water and they breathe water. And Bruce is like, well, he was breathing air when I talked to him. And she's like, well, he must be a human Atlantean hybrid or something like that. Half-blood.
Half-blood, right.
Never mind that every time we see the Atlanteans talk to each other, they make an air bubble.
Weird, right?
It was stupid.
Why do they make an air bubble?
Because it's stupid.
Okay.
Otherwise, they can talk, but it just...
I know. They could put subtitles.
But whatever. He's his own person. We need to recruit Flash and Cyborg. That's not what they call him, but Barry and Victor. So let's go work on that. And so like Bruce leaves and he goes off to Central City to find fucking Barry. And Diana's like, I'm going to make some tea and relax for a while. She hangs out with Alfred. He shows her this gauntlet he's making that can absorb Kryptonian energy beams.
And teaches her how to make tea.
Without scalding it or something like that. Anyway, so she searches for Victor Stone and then he intercepts that Google search and is like, meet me here. Okay. Because he can do everything on computers. Central City. Barry meets... this was when we first meet Barry. We meet Barry. That all happened in this part. Wow. This movie's long. We meet Barry the clumsy dork. He's looking for a job. And then he has to save this girl that he caught her eye and then she was getting hit by a truck. Oh my God, I should tell my car crash story. But not today. We don't have time. And he saves her. I did like the part where his shoes explode because he turns around so fast. Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat. But there was this show, you probably didn't watch it.
The lightning blowing them off?
I don't know, one of the two. There was this show called No Ordinary Family. Does that ring a bell?
No.
It starred Michael Chiklis. He was the main star. It was basically The Incredibles, but live action. It was a family that had superpowers, that got superpowers, and it only lasted, I think, 2 seasons, maybe. But the mom got super speed. And when she discovered she had those powers, she ran and was like, what the hell's happening? And then when she stops running, she realizes she's naked because all of her clothes burned off from the friction. So that was her big challenge to overcome. So I thought it was cool that his shoes exploded off, but they could have taken it a step further. Just saying.
All the clothes? That'd be cool. I'd be all right with that.
What did you think about the part where he's brushing the girl's hair as she's like about to die? Was that creepy or was that okay?
Well, since they already had a moment, I think it's okay. Like, they clearly like each other. It's kind of cute.
He's romantic. He's not a perv.
Although he could just go and have whatever sex he wants with girls super, super fast. And then,
ew.
I know.
That would be a friction problem. Right? I mean,
yeah, maybe start a fire there.
God. Oh, it burns when I pee. I don't know where I'm going with that. He also grabs a hot dog out of the air.
Right.
Which just seemed like the weirdest.
I bet he's going to eat it later. They're gross with all that pocket lint all over it.
I was hoping he was just going to eat it right there. Like she's still flying through the air and he's like, nom, 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 nom. That would have been hilarious, but instead he puts it in his pocket. Fine. There's a reason for it. Sure. Yeah. So he saves this girl. I would have gotten her maybe a little further to the side.
The car went over them. She was safe.
And then he gets back in and the dogs love him because he has a hot dog. Cool. And then he goes to and visit his imprisoned dad. Dad says, stop trying to save me, son. Stop
Live
it.
your life.
You're ruining your life trying to save me. And he's sad. And then he goes back to his lab and Bruce Wayne's there and he says, I want you to join my team. And he says, okay. I need friends.
Yeah.
He's honest.
I totally would. I'd be like, shit, yeah, I'll join your team, Batman.
Yeah. And it's Batman. I mean,
you can't say no.
Although he hasn't heard of Bruce Wayne, really. Bruce Wayne is like the richest guy on the planet.
Maybe not.
Probably.
Because they don't talk about Bruce Wayne because nobody knows Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Well, right. But I feel
Batman's legend.
But we know who Jeff Bezos is. We know who Bill Gates is. We know the captains of industry, right? And Bruce Wayne is like the richest man alive.
I guess.
Yeah.
Does everybody know, though? I mean, there are people that aren't paying attention to such things like...
Okay. Counterpoint, the Flash had like 1 million TVs and computers in his little lab there.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows what's going on in the world. So they all meet up later. Bruce gets back to Gotham City with Barry Allen. They meet up with Diana. They go see Commissioner Gordon. Well, they're going to go see Commissioner Gordon, I guess, because the bat signal goes off. I do like the part where Commissioner Gordon gets to look at that stupid sketch of what looks like Batman, even though it's supposed to look like a parademon.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
And nobody thought to say they have red eyes, red glowing eyes.
Yeah. Or wings. Wings, not a cape. They have visible
Well, they
wings.
were hard to see because they were going so fast.
Yeah. All right. How about Victor? Let's talk about Victor. Victor is sad.
Mad.
And mad. Yeah, not just sad. A lot
Not
of people in
glad.
this movie are sad, but he's sad and mad. Not glad. We get his backstory. He used to be a football star and a hacker. And he scored the winning touchdown, but Daddy wasn't there to see him, so he's sad.
Yes, and mom and dad, or mom and he, got in an accident.
Uh-huh.
Killed mom.
Very
mom's
remember
killed
the
him.
Titans, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, mommy's dead. He's mangled and dying. Silas will not let him die.
How did he get him out of the hospital?
That is a great question.
People would be like, where are you going?
I mean, there's an obvious argument to be made of like, well, he's dying anyway, so just let me take his body. But that's not how medicine works. So he had to abduct his son or something, right?
I don't think they would let him go.
Yeah.
And how did he do that?
I don't know. We'll never know that. But we
Hospitals are busy.
We saw that the footage of him becoming a cyborg, like, earlier in this part when they're looking at the stock footage of these superheroes. So we saw like he's strapped to a table. It looked like he had nothing below his torso.
I didn't see that.
It was when they were reviewing the footage from the security cameras.
I was watching them, not the footage.
Yeah. We saw him strapped to a table. And
he didn't have a middle?
Then there's glowing and energy, and then metal parts appear all over him.
Okay.
And Diana's like, he's a cyborg. So anyway, so Victor...
Do you think there was flirting going on between Diana and Batman in that while they were watching?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like each other.
Too.
Yeah, they were
I don't know
awkward.
about Diana.
It was like a moonlighting kind of awkward thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just to reference something even older than the other shit I'm referencing. So Victor's like sad and mad. He blames everything on Silas, but Silas leaves him a tape recorder telling him what he can do. So what can he do? He can test his flying jets. He can fly. Very Iron Man, including the mask that comes over him when he shoots up into the sky.
Yep.
He can hack anything.
But then again, did that happen first? Did DC write that first? We have to find out.
I would be surprised.
We should call Eddie Pence.
Maybe.
Maybe he would know.
I'm just thinking of like what little I know about the comic book version of Cyborg. I don't think he could fly. Like, I mean, Teen Titans probably isn't the best go-to material, but like, I think he got carried around by other people that could fly. I don't think he could fly. I think they added that to him, but I could be wrong. If you guys know the answer, let us know. So he can fly and have a mask. He can hack anything. He can stalk a lady.
He can manipulate
money. Yep. And he can give a poor lady a bunch of cash, like $100,000.
I mean, he should have just given her like $3 million.
Yeah, why not? We talked about this before.
$100,000 is not going to buy her a house.
No, but it did seem to make her happy. And
it'll only actually, if she was using that for rent alone, that would only last her like maybe 4 to 5 years. Maybe. If she's in New York, less than that.
Yeah, well, he must be in Gotham City because he can see the bat signal later. So in Gotham City, which is basically Chicago. Yeah, I mean, you could last a couple of years of rent plus food, if she doesn't have any.
Yeah, but then what?
And then she's back to where she was. It'll help, though. It'll help her get past some difficult years with her kid. I don't know.
Maybe she'll invest.
Maybe he'll continue stalking her for a long time. Maybe
she'll move to an affordable area.
That's a good idea. She could go buy a little house in a country. The country. Mm-hmm. Not a country.
Better place to raise your children anyway.
Probably.
Maybe.
So he does all that. And then a parademon kind of almost comes for him. And then leaves.
He leaves.
Because of police sirens.
Because the police are coming.
Yeah. The parademons are scared of cops.
Either that or that thing that was on his arm that was glowing made the smell go away.
Yeah. Well, because I think...
like a scent...
Yeah?
Incinerator.
Okay. I like that. I want that gun to exist in any game.
Get rid of all your fart smells. I should make something like a incinerator. I'll call.
Please do.
Okay. Poopery incinerator.
We know that Cyborg, they haven't told us this yet, but he was made by the Mother Box. Like that's how his magical technology grew on his body, right? The Mother Box did something to him.
How did that happen?
Shouldn't he just smell like the Mother Box all the time?
Turned it the right way, just like in...
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we see more of that later. Just not like it's going to matter. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense no matter what they say. But I don't know. So he should reek of Mother Box is all I'm saying.
He is Mother Box.
Right. The parademon leaves anyway. Hey, the Cat of Thrones. She's never been on microphone before, but I bet people can hear her now. Yep. Her name is Rosie. Anyway, so later on, we see him meet with Diana. He's all cool and stuff, but he doesn't give a shit about anyone. Fuck the world. He doesn't need friends. He's the opposite of Barry Allen. Barry Allen's like, oh my God, I just want to be with other people. And Victor's like, meh.
Right. He doesn't want to be with people. He's not a human anymore.
He thinks he's a monster. And
he's pretty scary looking. Would you like to have a relationship with that?
Okay. Well, you said something about him not having a dick.
Right.
While we were watching it.
Yes.
Go on.
Well, I mean, he really did take his life away. That is technically what we are here for, is to procreate.
Okay.
Would you, I mean, I guess it depends on how much of his brain is robot, but would you want to live without ever... I guess you forget about sex after a while.
I think you would, but also let's not forget about, like, this is Pot of Thrones. How about Missandei and Grey Worm? He didn't have anything down there as far as...
Yes, he did. He had a penis.
He had a dick and no balls? I thought he had nothing.
I don't know.
But he still pleasured her. He could still feel love. Cyborg could still be in love and pleasure a lady.
But how sad he never gets to have that pleasure.
Well, but he wouldn't miss it because...
He doesn't...
he doesn't wake up with night boners. He doesn't have those urges, just sort of, He has no urges. There's no physiological component anymore.
How could he have anger? Okay, let's move on.
Well, that's a different question, but yes, he has no dick, and he wants no friend. But he could still have friends. He could still hang out with people. He would know all their secrets. So it have to be really good people. Yeah. Anyway, so and then Diana. Oh my God! Speaking of dicks. Oh, I lost someone I loved once.
Oh, here she goes again.
She cannot let it go. The world's going to end. And she's like, I miss Steve, that guy I fucked one time. Except then in the 80s, I fucked another guy, but pretended he was Steve.
Yeah.
So, God. Let it go, lady. Right?
It's the first man she ever saw.
Yeah, she knew him for like 2 weeks.
I know. I'm just trying to find excuses.
All right. And apparently that was gross. So Cyborg blasts off. I would have done the same thing at that point. I would have just been like, lady, come on. Look at me. Look what happened to me. Fuck you and your stupid one dick. So he leaves. He goes and punches his mom's grave for a while. But then it turns out he's making a hole. And much like the other...
That was his own grave, I believe. That was his own grave.
Did it... Oh, shit. Did it say Victor?
Yes.
I guess I wasn't even looking. I was like, he's punching his mom's grave. This is about moms. He's probably buried next to his mom.
He is.
Except he's not
and
there.
His name was on it.
Shit. Okay, so he punches his own grave about 3 feet deep. And then puts the box in there.
Another 3 feet deep.
Humans are so bad at burying things. Yeah, okay. We go back to Silas for a minute to find that there's a laser at Star Labs that can shoot a piece of plutonium metal and make it 3.5 Kelvin degrees, like 3.5 million degrees Kelvin, something like that. Like it.
That's what's going to kill.
That should be like melting the room around them, I think.
Right,
but,
you would think so.
Yeah. I don't know. So they made metal hot. And then he goes back to see Victor. Victor's not there. A parademon grabs him, takes him to a place where they're holding other people that were kidnapped. And Cyborg finds his dad's glasses and then sees the bat signal. And
here we are now.
And then we're done with him for now. Just a little bit more on this part, the Atlantis part.
Uh-huh. Oh, so, yeah.
The parademons got a bunch of Atlanteans. Steppenwolf did leave Chernobyl or whatever the fuck that place is because he's there. And he has a thought-reading spider. And gets the location, which is basically the same thing that Thanos did to Nebula in Avengers Endgame to find the Spirit Stone. But
there was no spider. He was just pulling her apart.
He hacked her brain and saw the projected memories. And,
oh, yeah.
I
was thinking of what her sister.
Makes me grumpy. So we're at the Atlantis stronghold. The mother box is quivering, and then Steppenwolf teleports in, and Mira, fights him, and what was she doing to his face?
Sucking the juices out of him.
Because it looked like some of it was water and then it was blood.
Yeah, I think she was sucking the liquid out of him.
That should at least give him a headache, right? She exploded his sinuses.
Right. You would be dead.
You should be, but he wasn't.
She sucked all the liquid out of him and then started sucking out the blood.
That's nasty. Mm. And that should have worked.
Yeah.
It did not work.
He just shook it off.
He shook it off, tried to kill her.
Water.
Arthur shows up. He doesn't have the trident. So I hope Valdo or whatever his name is goes back and picks that up later.
Yeah.
So he loses, of course. He puts up a little bit of a fight, but then he loses. The box is gone. And Mira's like, your mommy would want you to stop this. This is all about moms.
Right.
Victor's mad about his mom.
Batman's mad about his mom. Superman's mom is sad about Superman being dead.
And Aquaman also resentful that his mom is not around, I guess.
But he finds out that she didn't abandon him. I mean, she did, but she did it for a reason, not just because she didn't like him.
Right. She finds that out later. Or he finds that out. In
another movie. Right now.
In another movie. What?
Just right now.
Aquaman?
Yes. The whole conversation.
Because she had other shit to do. Okay, yeah, you're fine. But
she abandoned him to save him.
Yeah.
Save his life. Okay.
No. Mommy issues. He put the second box next to the first box, and now there's a dome over the Chernobyl thing. Yay. And DARKSEID comes back in and is like, give me an update, bro. And he's like, here's my update. I got 2 boxes now. We got a cool stronghold happening. And he's like, go find number 3, dummy.
My things are sniffing it out still.
Well, they have the kidnap people, and DARKSEID, I think, said go interrogate them.
Right.
And we already saw the brain spider.
Yeah, why hasn't he done that to all of them?
I'm guessing we're not going to... So the brain spider thing was new for this movie. It was not in the original Justice League. Do you think we'll see the brain spider in the next scene? I'm guessing not. Because that would be too easy.
I guess not.
Very silly.
But maybe we will, and maybe something will happen to the brain spider. Like it'll get smushed or something.
There was a lot of new stuff in this one, too. I mean, the whole thing with the car crash and the Flash, that was all brand new. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. I enjoyed seeing that. That was fun. I don't know about the Cyborg backstory being new, but Commissioner Gordon, I think the thing with the Bat sketch was new. I don't remember that before. Anyway, we're making good progress. We're almost halfway done with the movie. How you feeling?
Oh, my God.
I wonder how long this podcast is going to be.
I'm going to go get dinner.
We're going to, as we pause anyway, we're going to start working on dinner. Yep. And
we'll watch at the same time.
Yep. We'll be back.
Here we go.
Wait, part 4? What's part 4 called? Because we're not going to remember this later. Change machine. Change machine. So they're going to an arcade.
I think it's going to be.
And they need quarters.
It's going to be, what's his name? Cyborg.
Cyborg will change.
He changed his mind.
He changed his machine into a man. Now he will help fight. Or they need quarters. One of the two. We'll find out. We are done with part 4. We have an hour and 40 minutes left of this movie. So basically a normal movie left.
So it's like this movie just ended. And
which
now
it
we're
could
starting a new movie.
Yeah, totally. Like this could have been broken up into 2 parts. Justice League Part 1 and Part 2.
Well, instead it's, 10 parts?
Something. Well, we're 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like it'll be 8 parts. Not counting the prologue, so 9 parts.
Right. It looks like number 7 is really long.
Yes, it does.
Ay.
Okay. Where do we start? I mean, there's a lot of battle in this, so this shouldn't take too long to go through. We have commission.
Fight.
What?
Nothing.
I'm a little congested. We just ate. Not a sponsor, but DiGiorno. Holy shit. They make a croissant pizza now. Croissant pizza. Frickin' amazing.
Amazing.
Fluckin'.
It's pretty good. Except both times that we've purchased it, we've overcooked it just a touch.
I thought I did well.
You did, but just a touch.
All right, well, fine. We'll master it. But for a frozen pizza, that is a damn good pizza.
They're pretty good.
It's probably the unhealthiest pizza on the market. I mean, croissants are terrible for you.
It's not like greasy though, which is surprising.
Not, but there's got to be a lot of butter in that crust.
You would think so, but it's not very buttery.
So thank you, DiGiorno, for sponsoring, not sponsoring, but for hosting our dinner. Anyway, so let's talk about part 4. We got Commissioner Gordon. They have a scene on the rooftop. They're talking about parademons. Cyborg shows up out of nowhere because he's stealthy, I guess. And they figure out that they're going to go to a place called Stryker's Island because they can read maps and Gordon can't. So they get in this big bat car thing called the Nightcrawler, and they drive into the tunnels, and then they get out, even though they could have totally taken that thing to the fight. Alfred is the man in the chair. We learned that term from Spider-Man.
Did they take that? Did they take the Nightcrawler?
Yeah, it seemed like they were more like driving it at first, but I don't know. They didn't really show much of it in terms of their arrival. But
are you talking about that thing that climbs?
Yeah.
No, they weren't in that. They were in something else. Because he had Alfred bring that in.
Well, yeah, they showed up and then they got out of the car.
Did it have wheels?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
I don't think we actually saw it driving.
Yeah, you're right. Why didn't they just drive it in?
They should have just taken it down.
Maybe they're trying to be stealthy.
I guess that's
and
true.
They had to find the clues.
Right. So they had to find a Star Labs badge so that they knew that they were close. A couple things of note before the big fight. They were using the face spider. So thank you for the continuity, I guess. I wasn't expecting it, but
the what?
The face spider thing that reads minds.
Yes.
Yes. They just hadn't interrogated anyone that knows anything yet. Really putting that janitor through the paces. Like, fuck. He doesn't know shit.
Right. The spider would have.
Right. The spider's basically telling you he doesn't know anything, and he's screaming, I don't know anything, so why not just let him go? But then Silas is going to be spidered, so the fight has to start immediately, and Cyborg does some blasting, and then he has an arm come out of his back. That was interesting.
I think that he can manipulate, like his body can do whatever he wants it to do.
Liquid metal.
Yeah.
Like that. Maybe.
Just like that.
Similar. Maybe. Yeah, big fight. I loved the villain trope of Steppenwolf and a bunch of parademons trying to kick Wonder Woman's ass. And then he's like, no, I must fight her alone. Don't help me.
She's mine.
And he does. I mean, he doesn't really need the help necessarily. He beats her, but they could have like killed her if they had really tried. But he said no.
I think he likes her.
You know, in all these edits, they did take out some of Barry's character growth. which maybe is better that way because the movie's already 4 hours long. But in the original version, he was like, I don't know what to do. I've never fought anyone before. And Batman's like, just save one person. And like, that was his job, was to like run in, save a guy, get him out, run back in, save a guy because he's so fast. And this time he got some real hero moments instead, a couple.
He's also saving people.
He was saving people too. Yeah. But he got some different stuff, I guess. Like he was like saving them from falling rubble until there was one rubble too many and he was like, no. And then Cyborg blasted it. But he had some good moments and then he trips and hurts himself. Because he was staring at Wonder Woman.
Well, who could not?
I'd probably trip too, admittedly, but when he trips, that should have killed him probably. He smashed his face into concrete.
He's got a super suit.
So the Nightcrawler comes in and tries to help, and then it breaks. So then, like, total system failures. Right. But then Cyborg can use his, like, ropey hands to make it work, even though physically it should be broken, but, whatever. I will give Justice League this. That scene was in there originally, so I think Kingsman stole the spidery web hand thing. Kingsman 2. There's a similar scene, but I think they stole it from Justice League this time. Anyway, so Cyborg gets handsy with the Nightcrawler, makes it work, fires missiles, Steppenwolf leaves just as Gotham Harbor is going to come crashing in. And guess who's in Gotham Harbor? Ta-da!
Ta-da! Aquaman!
And he has the trident. He went back and got it. What?
Khal
Drogo. And he has armor, so he's a real warrior now.
Is he wearing armor? I thought he was just still in his shirt.
No, he wasn't shirtless this time. He wasn't wearing jeans. He was wearing like his Aquaman armor. And he tries to hold off the water so that they can get in the Nightcrawler and slowly get away.
Very slowly. Why didn't they just run and fly? The people that can fly.
Well, Cyborg is strong. He could have lifted.
Oh yeah, he could have lifted any Batman.
And he could have. Wonder Woman can jump.
Right, she can jump. Speedies.
Well, he hurt his leg, so he couldn't be speedy.
He couldn't speedy.
Yeah.
He could have speedy on one. Even hopping.
But he's a little guy. Cyborg could have carried him no problem. And he has the back arm.
Right. Oh, yeah. He could have just carried Batman with one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Stupid people.
So they get out of there, and he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, and they're like, well, Steppenwolf has 2 boxes, so we need to find the box of men. And Cyborg's like, I have the box of men right here. Yeah.
He's got it like plastic wrapped.
Yeah. That way you keep the freshness in. They should have buried it in coffee grounds.
Yeah.
So that the dogs wouldn't catch the smell. No one asked me. So they get back to the Batcave. Cyborg's like, I can fix that flying ship thing, which I'm sure will come in handy in just a couple hours. Steppenwolf is too strong. If only we had Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. And then Aquaman, because he's kind of a dumb guy, is like, how do we know this cyborg guy isn't working for Steppenwolf?
To do what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like hang on to the box and bring Superman back to life? To fight him?
You're keeping the box away from him to throw us off the scent of his inevitable victory.
Well, Aquaman's not too smart.
No, he's not. That's not why he's there. He's pretty and he's strong.
Yeah. And drunk.
And what?
Drunk, yeah. No. No
one's perfect. So we get a little bit of backstory. The box, the Nazis had it. Did we have to bring that in? Because that just makes me think of Captain America and the Tesseract. But whatever.
Well, I was trying to think back to Wonder Woman's story and try to make a link there. But
no, because that was World War One.
Oh.
So not the Nazis. It was still the Germans, but not the Nazis. The Allies brought it back after the war, and then it wound up in the hands of Star Labs, and Dad, Silas, he figured out that there was some connection.
Right, he like plugged it in or something.
Plugged it into Superman's ship and figured that they can talk to each other. I don't know. So then he used the box to save Victor. It looked painful.
Yeah.
In fairness to Victor.
It looked very painful.
Look uncomfortable. But it saved his life. So
did it?
Well, he's still alive.
He's not a person.
He has emotions. Oh,
what can he do with them?
That is harsh. We're going to hear from some angry amputees.
No, his whole body is literally steel. He can't feel anything. Like physically.
We don't know. I mean, he
Does he feel it when somebody hugs him?
He still had arms, so like...
He didn't have arms.
He was like a torso with no legs, but I think he still had arms when he was hanging up on the wall.
Well, he doesn't anymore.
Well, did the metal replace his arms, or did it cover his arms? I don't know. But
I think he's all except for his brain. Of course, that doesn't mean that his brain is not. I guess our brains are what makes us human, but
yes, exactly. I would prefer that over death. I don't care what anyone's. Fuck yeah! I would rather be a super robot than be dead.
How do you know?
Because I don't want to die.
Maybe being dead is good.
I mean, if the good place was real, then sure, but I don't know that it is. And I don't know that I would go to the good place.
No, you definitely wouldn't.
I've sinned a couple times.
You'd be in the middle.
I'd be in a, what was it called? A neutral place?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the box could save Victor by changing matter into other matter, because that's all the box knows how to do, maybe it can change dead Superman matter into living Superman matter.
Right.
Uh-huh. That's their theory.
So now they need to get like a piece of Superman.
Or
now, don't tell me his cape is going to be good enough.
No. If you just get a piece of Superman, then what you have is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, where they cloned Superman from a strand of his hair and turned him into radioactive Dolph Lundgren. It was not good.
Mm.
Yeah. With weird fingernails.
Gross.
Yeah. So they're saying, like, we don't know what will happen if we use the box, but they went on this whole thing. But basically, the boxes are afraid of Superman. That's why they didn't wake up before when they had the chance, or didn't call for help when they were woken up before. Because Superman was around, the box knew it, and the box knew that Superman could beat the bad guys. So...
Correct.
So that was their part of the chapter. Steppenwolf, when he escaped from the fight and the flood, he went back to his stronghold, and then he fingers the mother box. Really, like it just opened up for him. He just slid his fingers right in there.
Yeah.
He saw, I guess, the original battlefield from Darkseid's invasion, where Darkseid like burned all these symbols into the ground.
Show me.
And then he roared, and then he figured out that the anti-life equation is on Earth.
Right.
Now,
he should have just taken a picture.
If the anti-life equation was what was burned into the ground, didn't Darkseid burn that into the ground? So how come Darkseid wouldn't know what the anti-life equation is?
Good question.
All right. So he's telling all this to Deathstroke, except not questioning Darkseid's stupidity. But he says the anti-life equation's on Earth, and Deathstroke gets all like, woo! And then...
right. He's like, I should be calling you my lord.
Well...
Was he being sarcastic?
Oh. Why not? I don't know.
Weird.
Well, but then Darkseid left. He's like, hold on. And then so this anti-life thing was enough to get Darkseid on the phone. So Darkseid comes to the phone, and he's like, if you fix the whole mother box problem, I'll come to Earth and get that anti-life equation. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like, you're coming to Earth? He's so desperate for his approval.
Yeah, it's like a daddy thing. He's got daddy issues. But like, if you need this anti-life equation and you've destroyed 100,000 worlds to trying to find it.
Yeah.
And now you know it's on Earth.
Right.
And this idiot that you don't trust, like, wouldn't you just come do it yourself?
You would think so. But it's another one of those things where
these villains are so lazy.
They got important shit to do.
They're just lazy.
Armies to rule and worlds to burn.
And then the last little bit, because we had to pause and talk about this. Sad Lois gets a visit from Sad Martha.
Right.
Martha lost her farm. Lois can't get herself to go back to work.
How's she paying the rent?
She won a Pulitzer Prize or something. She's got money.
Must be nice.
They really miss Clark so much. And then Martha's like, I just want you to do one thing for me. Come back to the living.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here she comes. Walking down the street.
And then what happened?
And then Martha turned into some freaky dude.
So I know it's Martian Manhunter. I don't know much about Martian Manhunter except he's a dude from like Mars and he can change his shape.
So he's Martian and he's a manhunter?
I don't know what else he can do
or
off the top of my head.
Or is he a man that hunts Martians?
No, he's definitely a Martian. That's why he's green.
And he
Martians
hunts men. But you say he's not bad.
No, he's a good guy. The fact that his name is Manhunter, I don't know. I mean, he's been around for a long time, I think. But he's a green guy. He can change his shape. He probably has some other powers. Maybe we'll see something later, although I think we're not going to. But he turns into General Swanwick. I had to look that one up because we've seen General Swanwick in the other Superman movies. So he was just always there. Very much like a Skrull. Even down to the green skin. From Marvel. They're all the same.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's coming down to. All the shit is the same. And that's it. That was part 4. Out of 300. So, time for part 5, which I believe was called All the King's Horses. So they're going to try to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I have a feeling they're going to succeed.
Is he going to be mad or is he going to be glad?
That is an interesting question because the whole original Justice League movie focused around Superman being really pissed off that they woke him up. And there was a lot of time spent with the heroes getting their asses kicked by him. Will they do the same thing? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. I mean, Zack Snyder has definitely changed a number of portions of this narrative and expanded it greatly. So will Superman still be a maniac? I'm looking forward to finding out.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go watch.
All right.
All right, here we go. Well, it went pretty much as well as we expected. Now, do you remember any of this, the resurrection of Superman stuff?
I remember his ship.
Okay.
Was there like a big thing that was sucking the earth, like a hole?
Sexy.
There was like a spaceship or something that was drilling a hole in the earth.
Whew. I'm not 100% sure what you're thinking of. The first thing that comes to mind is the second Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
Where there were these huge, weird sinkholes that started showing up all over the earth, and then eventually a giant gas cloud came and tried to destroy the earth because it was hungry.
No, I remember like a giant ray shooting into the earth.
Oh, that might have been... Okay, no, that was the first Superman movie, Man of Steel. Zod tried to terraform the earth and turn it into a bad place.
Oh, like this.
Yeah. Earth in the DC universe is just waiting to be terraformed.
Boy, General Zod is puny compared to these guys.
Yeah.
And that was a hard fight for Superman.
But only Superman could take Zod out. Uh-huh. So like even Wonder Woman is almost as strong as Superman, but not quite.
So is Wonder Woman as strong as Zod?
Probably not. I mean, maybe close. I'm not sure. Kryptonians are almost all equal.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's talk about this one because...
But then if you recall, Zod went into that pool of poop, turned into Doomsday. Doomsday killed Superman.
Maybe that's what I was thinking
Zod's
of.
Corpse.
The pool
Zod's
of poop.
corpse turned into Doomsday. Yeah, I don't know. But
okay,
that's all of these 3 movies have been centered around
the pool of poop,
Superman's ship, and the pool of poop.
The poop pool.
All right, where do we start with this section? Well, I don't know. Alfred's still trying to fix the ship. He gives a warning if you fail to resurrect Superman, we all die because you're waking up the mother box. They're going to know where it is. Blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, and the ship is like, I mean, the ship is like, don't do this.
Oh, yeah, the Superman ship. Alfred's still trying to fix their flying ship. I think that's how they're going to get to Chernobyl, I guess. Because Batman can't fly. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's how Batman will get there.
All by himself. Also, there was a brief scene there. Sad Lois is sad.
Sad Lois is sad.
And
maybe
she can't
pregnant.
sleep. Maybe pregnant. She has a pregnancy test. We don't really know how long it's been since Superman died. I was thinking at least a month. I mean, they built a statue that broke. You were right about the head on the ground.
Yes.
There was a statue of Superman, and I guess Vandals destroyed it. We never got to see the full message written by the Vandals. Yeah. So, I mean, it takes time to do all that, right? So how long has it been? I don't know. But maybe she's pregnant. Maybe they fucked right before he died.
It seems so.
They got one last quickie in.
And how could you not immediately take that test? You just leave it sitting in your drawer. I'd be like, I need to know if I got super baby in my tummy.
Can you imagine when it kicks?
Oh, it's going to kick right through her.
That would be the biggest fear. The only thing I could think of is that maybe since he's not directly being exposed to the sun's yellow radiation, maybe he wouldn't have superpowers until he exits the womb. But the second he crowns, he could rip you wide open.
Just like in Twilight.
Never saw it. Thank God.
I don't know if that part was in the movie.
Oh, it was in the
I never
books.
watched the
You
final
read
movies.
all the Twilight books.
Right, but in the final, I think it was the final book, Bella, spoiler, Bella has Edward's baby and it literally rips itself out of her.
Does she die? Doesn't she become a vampire?
She becomes a vampire at that point, yeah.
That's
she had been begging.
Oh,
she had been begging him for years to make her a vampire, and this is the only way he would do it.
This is so off topic, but I remember seeing an article once about the worst things ever found on Etsy, and this was years ago. Etsy's grown since, but someone had made a handcrafted, like, felt and stuffing reproduction of Bella's womb with a little baby vampire inside it.
Ugh. I'm going to have to look that up. I thought you were going to say the baby vampire.
No, it was Bella's womb. It was a felt uterus. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's Googleable.
Okay.
Articles have. Anyway, so sad Lois is sad. She might be pregnant. And then she visits the monument again, and it looks like maybe she's going to go back to work. She got her badge out for the Daily
Planet. Gave the guy
Planet.
coffee.
And she gave the guy one last coffee. That nice old cop. All right, let's get to the meat of things. Dig up Superman, put him in a van. How could no one notice that?
And isn't he super heavy? I mean, these guys are superheroes.
Well, yeah. Cyborg can lift him, no problem. There's no issue there.
Yeah, how could nobody be guarding like Superman's grave? Or maybe he's secretly hidden. Like secretly buried.
Yeah, if you put him in an unmarked grave.
Yeah,
and I'm
like
sure
Elvis is, all those people are probably actually not buried where they say they're buried.
They've had to relocate. I think they had to relocate Jim Morrison to a secret place because his graveyard kept getting vandalized in Paris. Yeah. It happens. Anyway, so they sneak into Star Labs. Oh, and while they're working on that, Silas is back from his quarantine. He wants to see the laser do laser shit. But Victor hacks an emergency evacuation, and Silas knows it's a false alarm, but he gets everyone out of there, and then he's like, hey, it's my son, so I'm going to pretend like it's real. He's a good dad now. They've bonded.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get the whole, like, his freaking out because of the biohazard alarm, He was, like, literally freaking out. No, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
Because he wanted to shoot the laser. He had been waiting for like a week to shoot that laser.
Oh, well, okay.
I've never shot a laser, but I bet it's pretty cool.
Didn't he already shoot the laser? He's already shot it.
Yeah, but it's been a week. He wants to shoot it again.
He had to shoot it again.
You need, a guy's got to shoot his laser off at least once a week or else you get really grumpy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so they get onto the super ship. And Aquaman gets to be all sassy. You assholes better know what you're doing. So they put Superman's body into the poo water. Man, it looks gross. It's gotta smell so bad.
It's just dirty, muddy water.
It had a corpse in it already, and that corpse birthed a slimy rock monster.
But the rock monster's gone.
No, he's dead. I know. So Victor takes control of the ship because he can hack anything. And he's like, oh, there's not enough power on this ship. And Flash is like, I can make lightning bolts. Whoop, whoop.
This scene took forever.
Oh, yeah, it did. But we did get something that I'm pretty sure was new. Yeah, because I know DARKSEID wasn't in this movie originally. Victor gets a vision, I guess, from the ship about what could happen if they wake up the mother box.
What's going to happen.
Or what?
Now, Flash did say before he did this thing that his speediness does weird things to time.
Yes.
So maybe it has something to do with that.
Well, we did see time get weird.
Yeah, we did. And the box was like backing up out of the water.
As was the picture. They sacrificed the picture of Kevin Costner. And then it got to come back out of the water. Well, Flash is going to get his own movie soon. And we're pretty sure that there's going to be time travel or multiverse stuff in that. That's the rumors I've heard. So I think we'll get to see more of that.
Just has to run backwards, just like Superman flew around the world.
I was thinking that at the time. I was like, boy, if you could just strap like a 10-pack of pizzas to Flash's back and just have him run around the world, he could back up time enough to like
Why do the
push.
pizzas need to be on the back?
Well, he's got to carry him somewhere. He just reaches back and grabs a pizza and keeps eating while he's running.
Oh, I see, because he's going to run out of energy. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just needs a bunch of pizzas, and then he can just run around the world over and over and over again until they're back at that fight with Doomsday, and then he just like, Superman's coming in with the spear, and he just like nudges Doomsday's arm out of the way at super speed so that Superman doesn't die. Would have been just as good of a plan as what they did.
I was picturing, when you said the pizza thing, I was picturing like the fishing pole on the back where the pizza's hanging out in front and he's running after it.
I like that better. I like your idea better. Just keep running, buddy. Just keep running. You'll get that pizza. I definitely like that better. All right. So anyway, the vision that Victor gets, I had to pause it so I could just take some notes. And even then, I don't know. It's a cool scene of what could happen. Mm-hmm. DARKSEID takes over the Earth. We see the planet get swept by fire and darkness. We see Wonder Woman's dead. We see DARKSEID killing Aquaman under the water, because everybody can breathe under the water if you're not from Earth.
Right. He's got lava coming out of his eyeballs.
And then we see a sad Superman.
I don't think he was sad. I think he was being controlled.
Well, I thought he was like in grief over all of his dead friends. Then DARKSEID's like, come on, buddy, I'll give you a hug and then it'll be okay.
I thought he was being controlled by DARKSEID and being made to do evil deeds.
I don't know. I mean, I know there are comic storylines. I don't know if they're alternate universes or if it really happened, but there are comic book storylines where Superman's the bad guy, but I don't know if any of it was mind control or there was the video game. Oh, geez, what was it called? Injustice. Superman was the bad guy from that. And that was a video game from just a few years ago. And he turned into a bad guy on some alternate version of Earth because the Joker killed Lois. That was all it took for him to flip into a authoritarian dictator that all criminals must be mercilessly destroyed.
We better not have Lois die in this. She might die.
So far, so good.
He might kill her and then become crazy.
Maybe. But yeah, he winds up joining DARKSEID in this vision, and then there's no hope for anybody. So, of course, seeing this vision, they do it anyway. So Flash runs fast enough to reverse time a little bit, zaps the box.
He said no. And
Flash was like, go?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He might have stopped it. But there's big boom. The mother box gets ejected from the ship. Superman's flying up in the air. He's instantly resurrected. If he's been dead a month, I mean, if his biochemistry
he's Superman.
His brain should be
in stellar condition.
Jelly.
No. He's Superman. He will never degrade.
I know he's not human. If a human's dead, if your heart stops or whatever for 5 minutes or something, your brain will not be able to come back, right? But
he's Superman.
He's Superman. Fine. Yeah, but if his sperm is compatible with Lois's sperm, he's close enough to eggs. If his sperm is compatible with Lois's eggs, he's close enough to human where I feel like some of these rules should apply. But I'm not going to get my way because it's a comic book. Anyway, so he's there. He lands at the memorial. He's looking at his defaced statue, and he looks all confused. You think
he's going to be okay. You're like, all right, Superman's back. Look at the look on his face. He's all right.
He needs some time. He's been gone a while.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. He's trying to figure it out, and then he gets mad about his statue a little bit.
Well, Cyborg's the one that fucks it up. So they all show up, and they're like, hey, buddy. And he's like, meh. And then he's like X-ray visioning them.
Right.
You get to see Cyborg's insides. He's got a skull, and that's about it. It looks like everything else was rewritten. Mm-hmm. So you were right. He lost all of his flesh. There's nothing under that metal. But then Cyborg's machinery freaks out and he shoots a missile at Superman, even though he didn't want to.
Stupid Cyborg. Control yourself.
And the ass kicking begins. I'm shocked that none of this rings a bell because this fight was basically the same as what we saw the first time around, more or less.
I'm pretty sure I did not see the movie. I think I didn't go. I didn't go.
You definitely saw the movie.
I missed it.
My favorite part was we need to restrain him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay.
They're bringing this guy back to life to kill the most powerful thing that's ever going to happen to the earth. Like,
right.
Let's restrain him.
And she's saying it to Aquaman, who's like strong, but
he's the weakest.
Come on.
He's the weakest link.
Flash is probably the weakest.
I don't know. I feel like he's been more
cool
useful
powers
than Aquaman has.
Oh, very true. Very true. So far.
I mean, he's, the weakest as in strength, but
Aquaman will get his hero moment before this is over. I mean, in the original film, he surfed on a shark or something, I think, at one point. So I don't remember what it was, but he did something.
I think it was dolphins. Probably 2 sharks. I think I remember somebody holding like skiing.
wasn't that Fonzie, like water skiing on the back of 2 sharks or something? I don't know.
SeaWorld.
My favorite part of this fight was the super speed part where Flash gets caught. He's like, I'm just gonna do an end around on Superman, and then you see Superman's eye move. That was classic. It's still in this movie. That was awesome. Flash, of course, loses.
He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like Flash is not a fighter. He's a nerd
that runs around.
That runs really fast, and when you run really fast, you could do almost anything you want. But Superman has some fighting experience. Although he shouldn't have been able to beat General Zod. General Zod was a trained warrior, but what do I know? So Flash loses. The military intervenes. Another laugh out loud moment. They just start shooting Superman with bullets.
Right. They were just trying to distract him from killing poor little Flash.
If they were honestly trying to do that, then kudos. That worked.
Well, okay. So say you're a military person and you're just sitting there watching this happen. You got to do something. You got to try. Even though it's just going to bounce off and probably kill everybody else.
Yeah. It could literally ricochet off of his skin and kill, I don't know, the fish guy. Eventually, Batman finally shows up for his ass kicking. It was good of him to arrive.
Right. And of course, he's got the suit on that absorbs heat or whatever Alfred was
just
doing.
The gauntlets.
Right. Just the gauntlets.
Right. But those don't do much. But they do save him for a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then sad Lois arrives and becomes confused Lois. And then she's hugging Lois. And then she saves the day.
Lois saves the day.
Good job, Lois. You don't have to be sad anymore. Though she probably will. She'll probably find a reason to be sad. Okay, so the boom tube comes down. And Steppenwolf's coming. Silas zaps the box with a laser. And then he melts. And Cyborg is sad. And Steppenwolf gets away. That was it.
That's it.
The box is so hot.
Right. The Batman's like, we got to go back to my cave and look at my satellites and find the... And Cyborg's like, I can see everything.
Yep. I'm one step ahead of you, buddy, but thanks for those satellites. I'm already in. So yeah, Silas has sort of saved the day. That's a lot of S's. Silas saves the day. By superheating the box. So
yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yep.
But all right.
Yep.
It was cool that it's like we got to see his skin kind of melting.
Yeah, that was not in the original either, and kind of a cool effect. We don't get to see a lot of true like death in these kind of movies because superheroes almost never kill each other, and
they only kill everybody else.
Parademons are mostly metal.
Yeah.
So
all right,
got a little gore.
I think we've got one more chapter, maybe 2.
I'm seeing the next one's the longest one,
but we think that yeah.
So it looks like the next one's the longest one. Then there's a short chapter, and then I assume, well, it's either the epilogue or the credits. It could just be the credits in that last little chunk on the timeline.
Yeah,
we'll find out. So next up is part 6, something darker. I don't know.
Even darker than DARKSEID.
What would that be besides the world transforming?
Superman.
Dark Superman. Yeah, I guess it could be. Let's find out.
Yep.
Here we go. Well, we did it. Well, we didn't really do it. The movie's not over yet, but it's almost over.
Epilogue.
So this was the longest section, of course, of the movie because of the big-ass battles. But to that end, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about the battle parts.
It went by
too
fast.
much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good. So let's just talk about the Superman part of the story here real quick. Superman and Lois go back to Smallville, bank-owned home. It's a real shame.
Right. Get back to the root.
Right. And he says, "This is home." And she goes, "Oh, you can speak now."
Couldn't I speak before?
His brain's defrosting. His memories are coming back. They have what must be really disgusting kisses. Right.
Right. Smelly, old.
He's got a bad breath.
Needs a shower, brush of teeth.
Yeah. He
Get
was
the
in
poop water.
Right. Martha arrives so she can also get hugs. And he's like, "Hey, so I'm going to need to help those guys whose asses I kicked." And they all laugh. He goes back to his ship and wears the black and silver. Did that get you all excited?
No. Should it?
Yeah. The Superman fans are excited. He's wearing that outfit. I don't know if there were any other instances of it, but since I did actually read a few comic books back during college when Superman died, I had a roommate who was a subscriber to the comic books. And I believe when he came back to life, that is what he was wearing. I think it was his burial outfit or something. And when he came back, which was not with the help of all of his friends, but when he came back to life, I think he was wearing the black and silver suit for a while.
Okay.
That is my recollection. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. Anyone out there listening. We did also get a scene that will make all the super nerds like myself happy, because in the original trailer for Justice League, before the movie came out, there was a scene with Alfred somewhere dark, looking up at the sky or looking up and saying, "He said you'd come." And we all assumed he was talking to Superman, but who knows? Maybe there's other surprises. So we got that scene restored because it was not in the movie when it came out, and that was disappointing for some reason. Including me. I don't know why I was disappointed that scene wasn't there, but I was. Okay, that's the Superman part.
Yep.
Let's go to Russia or something. Pozranov, where there was a nuclear accident, so the whole place was empty.
Mm-hmm. Convenient.
Not Chernobyl. Poznerhov. Pozharnov. Steppenwolf sucked up all the radiation to build his base, so cool, we can go there safely, you guys. That's convenient. And the plan is Cyborg's going to link with Unity to break it.
Mm-hmm. He's going to get inside and break the link.
Right. Batman says this is going to work because Steppenwolf has kicked all our asses before, but he's never fought us all united.
I guess that was true.
I guess.
Yeah.
They did do better, but they weren't going to win. We do have a brief moment, and I'm sure... actually, I'll be curious to know if this means anything to you with Batman remembers his dream. Do you remember Batman's dream?
No.
It was in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, when he was getting all ready to figure out a way to kill Superman. He fell asleep in the Batcave one day and woke up with like a screaming Barry Allen in his face. And he had this dream of just like a decimated Earth. There were some hints at like DARKSEID stuff. I think we saw parademons, and Superman was a bad guy. But then there was Barry said something about Lois Lane is the key, which we just saw she was the key to saving them all a minute ago. But maybe it's also something darker. So will they continue this universe? I kind of hope so. I'd like to get more of the story.
Might. I mean, they led into.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be continued.
Right. Well, yeah, they're setting it up for lots of options, and I do hope that Warner Brothers follows through. As much as these movies have been picked on, I'm all for more content. Of course, Cyborg makes the ship work so they can all get on board. They're sure Superman will save them. They go over the plan. Cyborg goes inside. They're talking about that again, but it requires Flash to zap him.
Sure does take a long time for all of that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Flash is running. Not running out of energy, though.
Mm-hmm. He needed those pizzas. Well, we do have to talk about that. But first, Steppenwolf unites the boxes. Everyone feels it all across the globe, blah, blah, blah. Bruce takes it on his own to make a commotion while everyone else just stands there watching him. And then when he breaks the dome down, which was part of the plan, I'm going to break the dome down and you guys can go do your thing, they just stand there.
Well, I mean, it's just a few seconds, I suppose.
Was it? I don't know, it seemed like a few minutes. They were just like, he's in the Batmobile that has machine guns and like a tank cannon on it. I don't know. Batman doesn't usually use guns, but whatever. We got the Aquaman surfing, not on a shark.
On the car.
On a parademon.
Oh, yeah, and the parademon.
Oh, yeah, he was surfing out. You're right. When Batman was driving, he was standing there on the car, too, being all cool. More of Batman doing a lot of gun stuff. Steppenwolf has blue eyes now. That means he's angry.
Oh,
I guess.
Blue means angry, not red.
I don't know.
Red is cool.
What color were his eyes before? Were they just normal?
They were
weren't
normal.
glowing. Yeah.
They were normal.
But when they glow blue,
They were
you
stupid
know.
looking. He looked stupid.
He looks much worse without his armor on, though. I think that was a big improvement, was giving him that moving armor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that helped. I really do. A lot of stuff happens. Batman's doing a lot of gun stuff. He's shooting things left and right. And I don't know.
A lot of stuff happens. A lot of
fighting.
A lot of fighting.
Mm-hmm. And then just as Cyborg is about to die, he's like docking in, fingering the boxes, and he's just about to die, and then Superman's there, and he blows cold air on
Barry Allen
Steppenwolf's
first gets his ass kicked by that.
That hadn't
cannon.
happened yet. No, Barry was just running in circles because Cyborg was like, on my count, 3, 2, 1, and then he's just not saying 1. He's just standing there, just like, I'm in the box. I don't know, but he didn't ask for help. He was just standing there.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No.
I took notes about that. He's just because okay, so then here's what happens. This Superman shows up, breaks the axe, and now we have a real fight. Also tears off one of Steppenwolf's horns. That was cool.
No, he's calling for Barry that whole time.
No, he wasn't. He was just like, "Rah."
He wasn't ready yet.
I guess not, but Barry's like running, and Cyborg took too long, and now Barry gets shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't ready. He wasn't docked.
He looked docked.
He wasn't in all the way. Didn't have his fingers all the way in there.
Should have brought some lube. Would have made it a lot easier.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Barry gets an owie, and then things take too long, so the box is no longer accepting any more new connections. And DARKSEID's got a portal.
Right.
And then there's a big boom, and we don't really see what happens at that moment, but there's a big boom, and I guess everybody dies. Even Superman.
Oh, right.
But we didn't see that. There's a big boom, and first of all, Barry's like, come on, buddy, heal. And I guess he has a healing power, which I did not know. But it does explain why he can take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I remember that from the show, but I'm not sure.
The old Super Friends show? What show?
Flash.
Oh, the TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch more of that than me? Maybe you did.
I
Way to
don't
go,
know.
nerd. You're awesome. And then he's like, okay, now I got to break the rules to save the universe. It's very Superman 1, 2. Which Superman was that?
Turning
I think that was
Earth
Superman
back.
1, I think. The one where he turns back time to save Lois Lane.
Turn back time.
They should have been playing that while he's running super slow motion. So yes, he starts rewinding time. That's when we see that Superman got gooified. Like he was
really
gross.
got his ass torn apart.
So he's been resurrected 2 times now.
Yep.
Yeah, everything gets undone because time travel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna, it's
Let
all
it
happening
go.
in the moment, so I'm gonna let it go. And just enough to get Cyborg zapped when he was still docked with the box. See, that's my thing, is that he wasn't asking for help at the right time, and then, I don't know. Anyway, so Cyborg is now in the Unity, and the Unity looks like Cyborg and his parents.
Yeah, it's all just...
And like, hey, but I guess maybe there was a good message there for like people with disabilities or artificial limbs, things like that, because they're like, we can fix you, you broken boy, and he's like, I'm not broken, fuck you. And
Right.
that was nice.
They said they were going to find his weakness.
Plus, it was surely a lie.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he like stabs them with his hands,
They were very good actors.
and that they turn into like 3 crypt keepers. And then those are the boxes. So they start falling apart, and Superman's like, I'll pull them apart too. And I guess that breaks them.
I guess.
They're declaring the boxes dead now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Steppenwolf gets stabbed by a trident and then his head cut off. And just as they send that corpse back to DARKSEID.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
That was nice. It was a nice sequence.
I told you he couldn't do it.
Yeah, DARKSEID is like either sad or mad, one of his 2 emotions. Desaad's like, told you so. I was hoping Desaad would just get smacked.
Right. I thought he was going to be like, don't you talk to me like that, you lowly...
Because it was really sassy. He's
Right.
like, I told you. I mean, it wasn't, I told you so, but it was like, I told you Steppenwolf would fail you.
Yep.
So what are we going to do now, boss? Well, we're going to get that anti-life anyway, because we know where it is.
Using the old ways.
Right, which I guess is we'll take a ship, so it's going to be a while.
Did you notice that there was a humanoid there?
Yeah, she kind
Who
of
is she?
She kind of looked like Brienne of Tarth, but she
looked
wasn't.
like an Amazon.
Maybe
she's like a
traitor, an
trader,
Earth traitor.
yeah. An Amazon trader.
I don't know enough about the dark side stuff to be able
very
to pinpoint her. I'm sure it's out there. I'm not in the mood to look it up right now. This is a reaction cast and a hell of a long one. So if you know the name and you want to talk about it, you can write on in. We would be happy to discuss. Cyborg gets the airship working again, and Batman is there.
Trying to climb up the wall.
Now that airship crashed hard.
It crashed hard, right? And it looked like it was done for, but yet here it is.
Cyborg just turns
all
it
nice
off and on
shiny
again.
and
Yeah. And Superman could have carried them all home.
right, and Cyborg.
Right, he could have helped.
Yep.
No question about that. That's it. The good guys won. But the movie's not over.
No, we still have epilogue.
We still have an epilogue.
and it's called what?
The epilogue is called A Father Twice Over. So
he's going to have a baby.
Twins?
Well, a father twice over.
I don't think there's any precedent in the comics for Superman having twins. But maybe he just saved the world, so now he's the father of the world.
Well, let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out.
Could be something completely different.
We're almost done. We're almost there.
We're almost done. Oh my God. We made it through this movie. Okay, here we go. And we're done.
Woohoo!
That was thicker of a thicker epilogue than I expected.
Yeah.
Oh God. So let's start with the easy stuff. Cyborg puts a tape back together, and it turns out the father twice over is not Superman. We don't know if Lois is pregnant or not. We don't get that answer. It's Silas. He's the father twice over because he rebirthed his boy. Mm-hmm. Cyborg visits his dad's grave and flies away. We get a lot of these quick clips. Aquaman's going to go visit his dad. He's talking to Mira and Valdo or whatever his name is. He has a shirt on. You were disappointed, as I recall.
Right. A sweater and a jacket. Because he's not going back in the ocean at the moment.
Right. He'll keep that on for a little while.
Going to visit his human dad.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ryan Choi, Silas's partner, is now in charge of the Star Lab.
Seems like he's going to be evil someday.
Oh, you think?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know if he has any significance from the comics.
Seems like he does.
No idea. But he might be important eventually. Let's see. We return to Wayne Manor. Bruce is going to build a great round table.
Mm-hmm. In his old burned down house.
Right. Got to fix that place up. Barry Allen got a job in a crime lab. His dad is proud. We see him running through the city.
Right.
Being happy.
Be all happy.
He's doing great. Like, this seemed to be a happy ending for a little while. Martha gets her farm back thanks to Bruce, because Bruce bought the bank
rather than just the house.
As if you couldn't just be like, here's $200,000 or whatever. Just give us the house back. And the bank's like, no, this is our farm, you asshole. We want to be farmers. We don't want to be bankers. We were waiting for this moment.
It's just easier.
Is it?
It's easier that way.
Easy to buy a bank. Let's see. Batman's still patrolling Gotham, but now he has a big ass tank.
Right. A little overkill.
A little bit.
How is it going to fit down the streets?
That is a very good question.
It's going to just roll over the buildings and the street lamps, crush the curbs.
My very fuzziest memories say that he had something similar to that tank in The Dark Knight Returns, which was a story about old man Batman coming back into action to fight Joker one last time. So I think there might be a basis for a tank like that in the comics, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
It's a little big. I thought he was standing on like a building. And then they pan out.
There's tank treads on that building.
And there was somebody with him. Like there was a silhouette.
I'm going to have to watch the whole
movie. Must have been Robin.
Maybe. Now in The Dark Knight Returns, it was a girl Robin. Can't remember her name right now. Wait, no, not Kitty Kelly. That's an old like reporter, but something like Kelly. I don't know. Something with a K. Diana hugs an arrow. That was her epilogue.
I thought she was going to throw it back to...
Like, throw it really hard. Oh, she could have
like
thrown it and lassoed it.
No. Well, I just thought she was going to throw it back to them so that they know that she's still out there and she knows and she's cool and maybe she'll come home someday.
Yeah. They'll never need that warning fire again. Not that the mother box is dead now. So nothing ever will happen that's bad in Themyscira.
Never.
Ever.
I mean, there's no reason for anybody to go there.
That's true. Unless you really meet a lot of single ladies.
Yeah. All the single ladies.
And we see Clark walking down the street as Clark Kent. And I was thinking, is he about to go to work? Because I feel like they probably said he was dead. But then he gets distracted by something.
Everybody saw him come back to life.
But as Superman, he wasn't wearing glasses when he came back to life.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, can he still get a job?
With no history?
I feel like Batman could just pay him $50,000 a year to just...
He doesn't really need a job.
Well, he needs money. I guess Lois could just be the breadwinner. He could just go out and save lives and then do the laundry.
Does he need to eat?
I'm pretty sure he eats. Not that we ever see it.
Okay.
But I think
Let's go.
He must eat. But he gets distracted by something and then pulls open his shirt and he still has the black suit on. And then things start to heat up a little bit. We get, we're in prison. We think someone's talking to Lex Luthor, but it's not Lex Luthor. Lex has broken out of prison. He's on a yacht.
Yes.
No one would notice that. And then he gets visited by Joe Manganiello, who you love.
Is that who that was?
That's Joe Manganiello with white hair.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they turned him into Deathstroke, the Terminator, I believe he's called. Old Batman villain.
Interesting how he has the same exact Deadpool outfit kind of.
It's similar, right? Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of red. It's not all red like Deadpool's.
But he's got the crisscross swords on the back.
And the swords, right. Yeah, Deadpool and Deathstroke, they steal from each other all the time. Shazam was originally called Captain Marvel, but then Marvel made a Captain Marvel and trademarked Marvel, and now they can't use Captain Marvel, so they just call him Shazam.
Huh.
Yeah.
But
they steal from each other.
Captain Marvel was never mind.
There's also a Captain Marvel. Well, there's Captain Marvel. Yeah. I mean, the Captain Marvel character who got her own movie. Mm-hmm. But originally Shazam was called Captain Marvel in DC.
But Captain Marvel of Marvel is definitely more powerful than Shazam.
Probably.
Shazam just blows bubblegum.
She's on God level. I mean.
Right.
But I don't know what Shazam can really do because it was a comedy movie. But anyway, I'm just saying they steal from each other all the time. All right. So you're going to destroy the bat and you're going to do it for free. So thanks a lot, cool dude. And here's something that can help you. Batman is really Bruce Wayne.
Correcto.
I guess that means you can ambush him in the daytime when he's not wearing his armor, but is it a huge advantage? I don't know. And then shit gets weird. We cut to a bleak, washed out, post-apocalyptic landscape. There's parademons flying around and big spaceship things patrolling the planet outside of a big city. Maybe that was Metropolis, or I don't know. It's Metropolis or Gotham, one of those probably. And we have... Now, again, did any of this look familiar?
No.
Damn it. Okay, so the setting, Batman's outfit especially, harkens back to Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, that dream we were just talking about before. So he's wearing that same outfit. He's got a trench coat over his batsuit and a gun. We have Cyborg's there. Mira's there. Deathstroke the Terminator is there. Guess he didn't want to kill Batman after all. Barry's in a funky suit. Apparently Arthur's dead, killed by him, and Mira wants to get revenge on him by stabbing him through the heart. And then the Joker's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I looked it up. Joker. That is still Jared Leto, but he's in a more traditional Joker makeup than what he had in Suicide Squad. But it's nice that they're still using him. I mean, I thought he was a fine Joker in terms of acting in Suicide Squad. It's just Suicide Squad was a terrible movie, and his wardrobe was weird. Like he had the grills and all the tattoos and stuff. Just a very weird vision of Joker.
Modernized.
A little too much, maybe. And now there's a new Suicide Squad coming out too. I haven't watched the trailer for it yet, but I know Harley Quinn is still Harley Quinn. Like they're using some of the same characters. Anyway, so there's a reference to Robin's death, and my first thought is when the Joker killed the, oh god, which Robin? Not the original Robin, but one of the Robins in the comic books. Because the original Robin became Nightwing, Dick Grayson, but then there was a different Robin. I can't remember his name right now, but he gets murdered by the Joker, like clubbed to death with a crowbar or something. Like it's a bad way to go. Yeah.
Jeez.
And it's all about just trying to get Batman to fucking lose it. But, you know, Batman gets over it eventually or something. Anyway, but then there's a reference to Lois being dead. Oh, how she suffered.
Yeah.
So this, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but Injustice, the video game I referenced in our last segment, this is kind of the setup for it. Joker did something that blew up a bunch of stuff and Lois died. And Batman failed to stop it. And that's what turned Superman evil.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're setting up now. They're setting up 8 different universes. We've got all these options for happy movies. Flash is fighting crime. Batman's fighting crime. Superman's fighting crime. And then we have the larger thing of Darkseid's gonna come eventually. And now we also have this alternate timeline, which he even references himself. He says, how many timelines have you destroyed the world? Joker's asking Batman that. So this could still be an alternate timeline, but they're setting up the option for an Injustice movie, basically. And I don't know how I feel about that exactly, because Injustice had a really cool story, but it was a fighting game. And in order to make it a fighting game where, like, Batman can beat up Superman, they all had to get on the same power level, which they justified through this magic pill that they all started popping. And the magic pill would make them as strong as Superman. I hope they come up with something better in the movie. That's all I'm going to say about that. But Superman finds them, and it's looking scary, but it's just another dream. Bruce wakes up.
Yeah.
Yep. So, visions of Bruce in an alternate universe, I guess. And finally, Martian Manhunter shows up at Bruce's house to say, we got to find that anti-life equation before Darkseid does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
by the way,
let's do that.
They call me Martian Manhunter.
Bruce asked him who he is, and he didn't answer right away. So they were like savoring that moment of saying Martian Manhunter out loud. And I was thinking, I think his name in the comic books is John Jones, but it's spelled funny. It's like J''ONN and then like J''ONZZ or something like that. Like it's a weird spelling because he's not from Earth, but his name is basically John Jones.
Huh.
And I thought he might say that because just saying, some call me the Martian Manhunter does not answer the question of what your name is or who are you.
He has to hide his identity, even though he's not from this world.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter. He can hide his identity. He's General, whatever his name was. I don't know. That was a little weird, but hopefully they'll do something cool with that character. I don't know much about that character, honestly. I just know he's part of the Justice League and he changes shape. And can fly.
All I can think of is the Martian dude from Looney Tunes every time
I'm going to destroy the Earth with my Q-46 space modulator.
Yes.
That guy?
Yep.
Marvin
The Martian.
Alliteration's good. Marvin the Martian works. Martian Manhunter works. You got to keep it in the M's.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're not really a Martian. And that's it. The movie's over. No post-credit scene, so way to screw that one up, DC.
This took us 2 days.
You're breaking the fourth wall. Or the
What?
smoke and mirrors. I don't know. We were going to pretend like we did this all in one session, I thought.
We tried, but it got too late.
We had other things to do, like eat and sleep. Final thoughts. What did you think of the movie?
It was entertaining. It could have been much shorter if they'd cut out about half of the slow-mo time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed it more if they cut out half of the slow-mo time and if it wasn't so corny, like with Aquaman and his shirt thing.
And that was unintentionally corny. That was like, this is just what Aquaman does. He takes his shirt off all the time.
Well, that's what Khal Drogo does.
Yeah. Well, he never wore a shirt. That's why he got an infected nipple and died. Oh, there's one more Game of Thrones appearance. I noticed. I was just, because I wanted to look up. I was like, is that or is that not the same Joker guy? And The voice of Steppenwolf, I think it was Steppenwolf, is from Game of Thrones. It's, oh God, where's his freaking name? Keep talking about your thoughts on the movie.
Okay, well, so also at the end, there's the dark side saying that they're going to go do it old school way. And they have a human person with them, which is interesting to me. She was very tall and looked kind of Amazonian. So I'm curious who that is. Why is she hanging out with all these ugly dudes? Or could have been a he. I don't know.
I mean, we could look that up if you want. There we go. I can't say this. It's like a Welsh name or something, but it's Ciaran with the apostrophe over the second A. So it's like Ciaran Hines or Hins. But he was the King Beyond the Wall. What's his face? The leader
Torg?
the leader of
Torg.
the Wildlings. You know what I'm talking about. No. Damn it. Now I gotta look. It's been a long time, man. I got that part right, didn't I? So he was the voice of Steppenwolf, and in Game of Thrones. People are gonna be mad at me now. Mance Rayder.
Oh, a Mance Rayder. The uncle.
The guy that got burned to death. What? No.
No?
No, not Uncle Benjen.
Oh, well, that was Uncle Benjen.
Mance Rayder was the king of the Wildlings. And then he was gonna get burned to death, but then Jon shot him with an arrow for mercy. Because he wouldn't bend the knee.
Gosh, we got to watch that again.
Stannis. Fucking Stannis of all people.
Stannis.
Yep. So we had 3 Game of Thrones stars.
Okay.
Yep. I will say I definitely enjoyed this more than the original. It's a little painful on the length, but it did a good job sucking me in. Like I was invested in seeing this through.
Yeah. I wasn't walking away and doing other things I typically want to do.
It was if they use this as a launching pad to continue the DC cinematic universe, I think they're going to be okay.
It was a good start.
But this movie's only available to people that have HBO Max, so there's that.
Well, now that movies are opening back up, maybe they'll release it in the theater too.
Maybe they could, they should, because this one's better.
Cut the slow mos, speed those up a little.
Speed up the slow mos.
They didn't have to be so slow. They could have done the same length of slow mo, but sped it up. It was really slow.
Totally fine with that. Yeah, a little bit less slow motion, especially like I get you're doing it with the Flash to make it look like he's doing stuff really fast, but you didn't need all the slow motion all the other times. Make that Flash's specialty. How about that? It's like, just like every time Wonder Woman does anything, you get the, yeah. Like every time Flash does something, you get slow motion, but save that for him. He's the only guy that gets it. That would make the movie better and trim about 10 minutes off.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you. Zack Snyder, HBO, Warner Brothers. It was a good time.
Yes.
And,
entertaining. I enjoyed it much more than the only one that I can remember that I watched.
I don't know if I'm sad that you forget everything or jealous.
I really think I didn't go see it.
Sometimes it feels like a burden remembering
I'm going to
all this
ask.
shit. No, I'm serious. Like, I've got all this fucking like superhero shit clogging my brain. Like,
I'm going to ask the kids and they're going to say, no, she didn't go with us.
Okay. Ask the kids.
I will.
We'll give the answer on our next episode. And speaking of the future, if there's anything we got wrong, if there's anything we missed. What? Yes.
At that ending scene where there was also that spaceship that was up in the air that was blowing a laser through the earth or whatever it was doing, fire, some kind of thing.
That's just a thing DC loves to do. Either a flying circle of garbage in the sky or a spaceship with a beam that never stops beaming. They love that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it means.
I mean, it must have been the dark side.
Yeah, it could be. But then once the planet's destroyed, what's that beam doing?
Destroying it more.
Maybe. So I hope we get to find out. That's what I hope. So any comments, corrections, suggestions, hit us up anytime. You can find me mostly via email, jeff@podofthrones.com, or on Twitter @podofthrones.
I'm in Jennifer at potothrones.com or at KidFreeWeekend.
You got
on
it.
Twitter.
So let us know. Let us know what you think.
Just.
And we will be back soon because WonderCon just happened, and we haven't even talked about that yet because this movie took our entire weekend. So we're going to be back to talk about WonderCon news, see if there's anything interesting that happened, and who knows what else. But let us know what else you want to see. Hit us up.